It's okay. You can just fix it in post, though, right, Alfredo?
No.
All right, this is episode 3. We got Spencer finally on the pod. We got Tony, or Byte, and we got operatorbot, and livelo0velaugh.
Yo.
Hello.
Anyone want to do little introductions?
Yeah.
Talk about
So
yourself.
tell us
Let's go
about you
around the
guys.
table.
How'd you?
I'm operator. I'm Gustavo. I am a visual artist from the Inland Empire, specifically Eastvale. I've been doing this for like 4-ish years now, and decided to take my work to LA a couple years ago, and have been meeting a lot of really cool people through these shows, and we got to connect with Palacio Palace and Byte through the underground community. I'm with my partner Loo-c, and we've been just collaborating on our video setup with decorations and visuals and TVs just for the party. And now we're here doing a podcast with all of our friends. I have Byte sitting next to me, Tony.
Sick. Yeah. I'm a visual artist from Boyle Heights, California, in the city of LA. I've been doing this for 2 years now, like going out to gigs in the underground scenes. But I've been doing digital art since like maybe 2014, even before the NFTs. So yeah, I've been around. But yeah, I wanted to do something in the underground scene because I'm a raver at heart, and the production value when I would go out to undergrounds, there was a lack of production, and I was like, maybe I can do something for the scene and make it more like interesting. And yeah, that's where I plugged myself into.
Did all you guys go to shows before getting into visuals, or what came first, the visuals or the shows?
For me, it was definitely the shows. I was like doing, I was going to psych rock shows that had kind of like similar visuals, but they were more like flowy and like slow pace. Liquid Lights was definitely like my first exposure to visuals. But then after I figured out I could do it myself, I started doing that and like placing myself at the shows and seeing what visuals I would like at the shows that didn't have anything. So definitely the shows first, yeah.
How'd you get started with the visuals? Like what, your first piece of like equipment or like technique?
My first piece of equipment, I had there's this guy on Instagram or just like the internet. His name is Melted Electronics. I think that's what he goes by still. He makes little circuit boards that are kind of like more enhanced versions of like a passive circuit. So it's like a not powered device. I started getting into that when my dad bought one for me for like a birthday. And that's when I learned how to solder and like do my own little breadboards and stuff, and I started getting interested in like the signal flow, and so I started putting stuff in between that. And yeah, like the many holidays I had my dad with like support. Kind of, he didn't really know exactly what he was also buying me, but he knew that it was like in the realm of video, so he was just kind of blowing money. Honestly, he was really into like, he's still into buying Raspberry Pis and like
so sick. Yeah,
back when they were like going
so
out.
You're like strictly analog,
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I think only because of like the way that I started, maybe just because it was slightly affordable with everything going on, and like the stuff I have at home, it was like it kind of synced up. I had TVs, I had some like old GameCubes and PS2s. So it was very like, I think I was kind of already headed down that direction of like analog medium.
So your dad got you like into it?
Totally.
Because I have similar experience where I grew up around it because of my dad. I grew up like my dad's a sonidero, and for those of you
Oh,
who
yeah.
don't know what sonidero is, my dad's from Puebla, Mexico, so like that's like the motherland like of sonideros, like where people have big equipment, like big speakers, lighting fixtures, and like they bang it all out in the day to set up. And me and my brother, we literally had to figure out how to connect the lights and how to connect the audio. More my brother was the audio and the lights, and I would just be helping hands because I was younger, and just being around that, like I got into it. And you know how sonideros have their logos as visuals?
Yeah.
That's how I got into visuals.
You made his?
I didn't make my dad's. I haven't made one for my dad, but that's in the works. But he has a guy. He already knows like his people to go to that. But like he's the one that he's like, oh, can you do visuals? Can you do this and that? And I just had to pick up on it because it was like a family business. And then doing that, I was like, you know what, like I want to do stuff because I would go to the techno shows, raver shows and stuff out in like, because I grew up in Boyle Heights, like a bridge away from where all the warehouses are at. So I was like, I can do this. I can bring lights and visuals to these parties. Like there's always a party in LA like every weekend, even more now. Like it's oversaturated now, and like yeah. For example, you meet other artists. I met Operator. I met Derek. Shout out to Derek. Loo-c Interval. I'm meeting Spencer now. Like it's
yeah. Spencer didn't even do an intro. Spencer didn't need to do an intro.
He's part of the staff, but he's still important.
He's
Yeah,
lurking. Go.
Do an intro with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of got into visuals early on, like I'd say in like 2014. I started kind of exploring this stuff. Started off with a program called VVVV, which is like a node-based visual program. I've kind of always been inspired to just visualize music and like inspired kind of like with music first, and always wanted to be able to respond to things in real time. So I was very attracted to these real-time node-based systems, especially ones that could hook up to Ableton and other music tools so that I could be responding to and creating visuals in kind of the same way that music is created. And yeah, from there I started learning Cinema 4D, and then quickly, while I was in college, started doing visuals for lots of big shows through Strange Loop Studios. So I did stuff for like Flume and like Flying Lotus, and then outside of once I got out of college, I learned this program called Notch, which is like a real-time graphics software, and got a job with that pretty quickly and started doing a lot of really big tours and shows with that. And then recently just got super obsessed with AI and how I can kind of use that to create visuals, especially in more complex workflows where you're kind of using it as like one part of like a bigger system. And yeah, so now I mostly am doing like AI research and integration as well as doing visuals. I play with lasers, I play with lights. I use Ableton, Max MSP, Touch Designer, Notch.
That's a crazy trajectory.
Yeah.
This guy's a nut. Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea.
Very, like,
Yeah.
very procedural.
How cool.
Yeah.
And very node, like, because I also do Touch Designer, so I'm familiar with like the terminology that you're using. I use Touch Designer to do the real-time logos for DJs just because it's a time saver instead of me because my workflow before was rendering out DJ names on Cinema 4D, but that took forever. So I was like, I need to find a way to do it quicker and faster in real time, and Touch Designer was the solution for that. And yeah, Touch Designer is like you can do so much with it. I haven't even like touched within the music aspect, but that's something like that's really cool that you do that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's such a powerful and amazing program. Just gives you access to like everything from like sound to like visuals to lasers to like calling APIs to like running Python stuff to talk to AI programs. Like it's
That's
crazy
insane.
all the things you can do with it. It's like amazing to have this tool where you can like route anything into anything, and it's all real time. And yeah, it's just it's a crazy toy box to have.
AI is like a really useful tool. People say like, oh no,
Yeah, everyone's giving the flack lately.
they don't really, they discredit it. They're like, oh, the robots are gonna take over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
like,
yeah.
but it's actually, if you know, it's just an extension. It's a tool. Like back in the day, people were scared of calculators. You know, like it's
I'm
just-
still scared of calculators.
Yeah.
Terrified of math.
I like that we have like the split of like analog and digital going on here. We have
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
both going on.
Two different worlds that can like chime in to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
kind of the
Exactly.
same, speak the same language, but also like experience the same.
I was
the same
able
stuff.
to patch an operator when
Yeah.
we
Oh, yeah?
we
I was just about
collaborated.
to ask
we
that.
collaborated on an event with Toxichaus. Shout out Toxichaus.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, it was sick. I was able to patch them into my Resolume setup.
I think I
And-
just gave you a
yeah, just
it
give
was
me
a RCA
Yeah.
to HDMI. It's
Yeah,
like a
a
powered
basic.
little
And
converter,
then-
super small box.
and Resolume was able to like see it as a source.
Mhm.
And yeah, we just overlaid more effects onto your visuals, and it was really cool.
Hey, kind of more back. You were talking about your dad, only because I'm really interested.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know his Sonidero group was?
So he's still doing it. We have a big
Nice.
event tomorrow. Like,
I'll look it up right now.
it's like my brother runs his Instagram page. His name is Sonidero del Chavo. Sonidero Parrandero del Chavo.
That's gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him El
Tongue
Chavo.
twister.
Everyone calls him El Chavo. His logo is like literally El Chavo from
The
Del
TV
Ocho.
show.
Chavo del Ocho, yeah.
And the event tomorrow that he's working, it's like the annual traditional event we have every year. Well, his community has every year. It's we're it's usually celebrated for La Batalla de Puebla, where
Mm-hmm.
where people just dance around and mock the Spaniards that came to Puebla and try to overtake them. But the Poblanos, they won the battle and
They kicked their
celebrated
ass.
because the Spaniards were a big army and they're a force not to be like messed with, and Puebla showed otherwise, that like it doesn't matter the numbers, and
Mhm.
they just have a big party. They have a big party to celebrate that they won that battle, and yeah,
That's going on tomorrow.
yeah. In Montebello, I don't really know the address, but I'll post it on my Instagram.
That's down.
Yeah.
You're doing visuals or no?
Should I?
Probably, yeah.
No, I'm running lights. It's a big setup. It's crazy.
Mm.
I've been programming it all week, and then but yeah, I'm gonna be running visuals. So I'll be posting it on Instagram, like the setup. I haven't really showed that side of my work. I've only shown like what I do at Underground.
Yeah, for Byte, maybe it should just stay like the underground stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Just
No,
kidding.
totally.
What do you use to run lights?
Excuse me. Right now I'm just using a Q plus, QLC plus.
QOC Plus.
Yeah, it's free and it works. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's very basic, but for being a basic free program, you can do so much with it. Like I'm programming 360 moving lights, and it
You own all these lights?
my dad does.
Whoa. I was actually
But
wondering, yeah.
but the lights that I use at the smaller gigs, I source them from friends or from the community.
Mhm.
I really love this community. We're really like, it's all love.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I could also ask a few people around here to like, if I'm missing like short throw projector
Yeah,
or
exactly.
like
Yeah.
some converter, I have a few people that I can go to.
Yeah,
that
I
are
told-
Like, oh yeah, absolutely.
I told Gus like, oh, I'm in LA. If you need something, I'm
That's
literally
super helpful.
literally 10 minutes away from every damn
Literally
warehouse.
10 minutes
Yeah.
away.
I feel like I'm seeing that like LA is kind of like a small community when it comes to like this kind of stuff all around, like whether it's promoters being like a show thrower or like you guys doing like
I agree.
Yeah.
it's like everyone kind of eventually knows everybody, right?
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
kind of have to.
Yeah.
There's like definitely a sense of community, and with the spots are pretty intimate too, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that reflects in like how people talk to each other, how they go around the party, and maybe like what's expected in the end
Mm-hmm.
of like people around you. Like there are some parties that I know that are around here that are also in the same underground realm that maybe are like too intense, and that's what some people like though. Like
Intense in what way?
like maybe like I don't know.
Like
There's
lick and
like
dip.
Like
yeah,
what?
maybe like lick and dip. I
Lick
don't
and
know.
dip?
I've
What's
never
that
been
mean?
to a lick and dip, but it's just
It
some.
means, like,
Intense.
It's
lick
like
and dip you go rage.
kind of blanking out, but I don't know how to put it. There's some.
Well, we're
some
not a network
events-
television. You could tell us if it's dirty or something.
I don't think it's dirty. I can't even speak from experience.
I've been to lick and dip parties, and like
How is that?
they're
Yeah.
fun. The production is like really crazy, like
It-
for being a warehouse. Like they
And that's
really
what I
do.
hear.
Oh, is that a okay? I thought it was like a term for something.
No,
Mm.
I-
It is a
I
term,
don't think
though.
so.
Oh, yeah?
It is, yeah. It means like
And it's
like
also like an
looting, like
insider.
yeah.
Oh my
Is
There's
it
god.
like
also,
an
like,
innuendo
insider
kind of
joke.
thing?
I don't know.
I
But-
don't know either.
But
Like,
does the name lick and dip like attract people to like crash into cars? I mean, like, break into cars and like lick and dip.
Yeah.
that's one way to put it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I feel so
Most
out of the
events,
loop right
like,
now.
Most of the time, people who
So
go to these events get
lick and dip.
licked.
All I know from like the surface information
Okay.
being just like someone on Instagram. They run parties I think that are free from most of like the beginning of their party to like right towards the middle. And
Okay.
they have a very private Instagram, so there's not really a lot of promotion with the events. I don't follow them, so I can't. I'm really just like, I feel like I'm talking out of my ass, but it kind of it gives me like a gut feeling that there's a certain like intense energy that doesn't fit with like that the community thing that we were talking about, like
Oh.
being able to like
But it's funny because
go up and ask.
you know how like
be
we're talking
comfortable, I
about
guess.
like a bunch of parties. You're eventually gonna meet people that in the area.
You're gonna meet everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I even contracting DJs. Like DJs are gonna be playing at other events,
Mm.
and for example, like for Toxichaus, where I work with them a lot doing
Mhm.
production, and the Toxichaus DJs Blaze and DJ Techno, they're literally gonna DJ at Lick and Dip this weekend. So they see the vibe, they see the production that Toxichaus brings to their events, like doing the visuals and stuff, and they like, I guess they bring those elements into their own parties, like bringing visuals into their. Well, I don't know if they've done that, but they go around looking for visual artists, and there's not that many visual artists
Mhm.
in the
Yeah,
LA
no.
in the LA underground scene. We're literally just talking about that driving over here,
Yeah.
and if there are, it's like, do they even have the budget to pay these visual artists? Because usually production is always like an afterthought. It's always
That's
pay
true.
the DJs first, obviously,
Yeah.
and then pay the venue first,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything else is like, oh, do we have the budget? But
To like add decoration.
Add
A little
decoration,
bit.
mhm.
It kind of
Yeah.
seems like decoration.
Really
And that-
basic ideas, but many promoters tend to reference the DJs first, and then the sound system,
Yeah.
and then like the
Mm.
venue and stuff.
and that's
Yeah.
valuable. Sound,
Yeah.
like I've been to events where sound is like shit. I'm like, ugh,
Oh yeah.
my ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
And like I don't go
Even
back.
with good sound equipment, they sometimes really fuck it up, I think.
Yeah, and then the DJ can only do so much with like the levels and stuff.
Well, sometimes the DJs fuck it up because they
Oh, yeah.
fucking
The red
blasting
light.
the red
The red
lining,
light.
fucking putting the bass all the
bro,
way
you're
up.
clippy, man. You're clippy.
Red line.
That's why I'm headlining, baby.
Hey.
Yeah.
But like,
what I want.
I get to do it. Yeah.
but yeah, like just because we're visual guys doesn't mean we don't know like the organization of the parties as well. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that.
And how to bring the ambiance.
Yeah,
How to bring the
yeah,
ambiance, yeah.
we
I
have
mean,
a way.
visuals really elevate and amplify
Yeah,
the
yeah.
party itself, and so if you
Yeah.
don't have that, I
Exactly.
feel like it's not as like, successful as a party as it could be.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's saddening because you see a lot of like hard work that people put into these productions, and you know, as an artist and as fellow visual artists, like you can see what you can put forth with your own creative abilities, and just if they were to put that forethought of being like, dang, you know what, visuals is essential and it does elevate the whole vibe, like maybe we should be more considerate of like including this
I
as
feel
a priority.
Yeah, like just continuing on your thought. Like I feel like people when they think of visuals, they think of like what they see in Hollywood, like Club Avalon, where like super flashy,
Yeah.
these
Big
crazy
LED
like,
screens.
yeah, it's just like, but when you go to the underground, it's like a different artistry into the visuals. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to put it into terms. Like very.
Well, there's also like different mediums too. Like you guys are in the analog space,
Yeah.
like the CRTs.
It brings a
and
different
stuff.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, Spencer's really into lasers lately. He's got a blinding laser over
I
here.
love
Were you the one that was
lasers.
doing the
Oh
lasers
my God,
for
you're so
the for the event you were
Yeah,
playing?
yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Dude,
Do you have like sound activated lasers?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can make them sound activated.
He's
a
like
lot of
a
responsibility.
remote control. Tell him what your little.
Do
What's
you
the-
use it like?
What do you mean?
He's got like
Oh,
an
yeah,
Xbox
yeah.
controller. He's like
Yeah.
doing it to the beat. He's
So
like,
Yeah.
so the way that the setup currently works is that I have a foot pedal MIDI controller that
Yeah.
controls the positions of the lights, so it moves the lights like up and down into different positions if they're 360 lights. And then on the video, I have a video game controller that's hooked up with Bluetooth. This is all through Touch Designer.
Yeah.
And when I push the buttons on this video game controller, it triggers different like animations on the lights, essentially. So I can essentially button mash my way through an entire show
Gotcha.
while hitting buttons on the foot pedal controller, and then on the pedals on the foot pedal controller, like there's two like pedals I can move like this,
Up and down.
like up and down,
Like a
with
like
my
the
foot.
wah pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, I can control like strobing, so I can kind of like strobe things as I'm like
Oh my God.
doing animations on the controller. But then I got a laser, and I wanted to add a laser to it. But I'm like, wow, like all my hands and feet are already fully saturated. So like, what do I do? And so I got a MIDI fighter twister, which is like a 16 knob controller that also all the knobs are buttons as well. And
Wow.
what I did with this is I can hold the controller, and I can still kind of like, while I'm holding the controller, I can push buttons with like my knuckles.
Oh my
I
So
love you.
I'm able to like, and then the knobs control. So each button I push on the MIDI
my
fighter will
knuckles.
trigger an animation, and I can control the speed and intensity of them with the knob itself.
Wow.
So I can like tweak the knob and then like push it like on the beat, like trigger another one.
That's
And
awesome.
so I'm kind of like maximizing
I'm
my
calling it
bandwidth.
now.
Interactive.
Yeah.
10 years from now, Spencer's gonna like construct an AI. Where
Yeah.
He's gonna have an AI assistant working the lights for
You
him.
should get some Wii nunchucks.
Yeah.
You can just like dance.
Yeah. Do you know that anime like Project Lane and stuff?
Yeah,
Yes.
serial experiments. yeah.
His room legitimately looks like that. It's just like a bunch of monitors and like just a bunch of cables. I'm like, all right.
The Matrix.
You're like,
You can be
so you're
plugged
always
into the
being
back of your
watched?
head.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
Jacking
cool.
I'm
in.
jacked in.
I
Yeah.
also used the Xbox controller on Touch Designer. Like
Yeah.
I plugged into Bluetooth, and I didn't program so much. Like the only thing I needed was just to swivel around the logo's name, just to rotate it. I
Oh,
just
cool.
used one of the sticks, and that was it. But you're like full on using to its fullest potential.
Yeah, totally. I would
He's
love to
another
see that.
performer on the show. Eh? You
Yeah.
think about it. He's
Yeah,
like out
It's,
there
it's a
with-
performing art. You're a
Yeah, yeah.
performance
True.
artist, honestly.
That's true.
That's
you
what I
know?
put myself as too. Like the tiny little movements that I make,
Mhm.
even when I'm right next to my usual setup is like right next to the sound system. I mean, like the stack, aligned with the DJ. So I'm also kind of like doing the DJ moves. I feel like I'm performing, like doing the whole
Yeah,
thing.
you should see Gus. He like
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
you
we
guys.
just, like-
Yeah.
Hitting the
Explain.
buttons and
Actually,
stuff.
I'm curious. Like, what's your setup like? Like, what do you do during your set? How do you set up? How do you
Mm.
perform? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
So-
what's-
Like my whole setup is with the main thing is the P10 sampler, the Adderall Roland P10 sampler, and
Yeah.
that is where I'm like kind of doing my drum pad little emotes the whole time. I just have a whole bunch of, I call them like boom clap visuals, because it's like going to the offbeat and then like the snare or whatever, just like boom clap, and
The actual audio from the show, or
no, I mean I have to follow that in my head, but my visuals are lined up in a way where it's like left right is kind of like boom clap in my head, so I'm like,
I see what you're saying.
I'm kind of like hitting the bass with like one thumb on my left and then some other beat on like the right. It can only go so fast, but that's a P10 sampler.
Okay.
And then I have a couple mixers. I have a V8, an Adderall V8, which I've had for a bit. I got from OfferUp like 3 or 4 years ago. Shout out OfferUp and like Facebook Marketplace and like churches that are upgrading to newer.
That's how I got one of my projectors. Is
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah, they're
that's
getting
like
their
the secret
their
like
old
pocket
equipment.
that people
The
need.
churches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
churches.
the.
Go to church, everybody.
Oh, yeah, just go to church and talk to the AV people. They'll have some like
Yeah.
old stuff.
Yeah.
Or
But
even
that's if you're getting.
schools.
And schools.
Oh,
too,
schools,
yeah,
the rich
schools.
ones. Go to the rich ones. They throw
Yeah.
everything out.
Yeah, totally.
Those fucking dudes, yeah.
Not to, don't go to LAUSD schools.
No, you're not gonna get shit.
They don't
You
have good
get,
equipment.
I usually have to drive out far from LA to like find equipment.
you get one of those old CRTs on the carts from the 90s that we
Oh.
used to lug
Yeah.
in, you know?
And it's like super heavy.
I just got into getting TVs because of Gus. Like finding.
You need to get them, yeah.
So you lug like a bunch of TVs around, or like
Yep.
what's going on?
That's
Like,
also part of the setup. Is usually, right now I'm lacking in like the output department because I have my actual projector is like super. It's like years old, years like older than me probably. So in place we've been collecting a lot of TVs, me and my girlfriend. She mainly sets up the deals and like can like source them.
You mean like buying?
On,
You're
yeah,
the buyer?
kind of like buying
Oh,
them, yeah.
hell yeah.
We'll buy some of them. The ones
negotiator.
that are like, she definitely the negotiator. Like that is
Oh.
the role.
Offer up.
Offer
Facebook
up.
Marketplace.
We found some weird people on there while we're collecting. But most of the time when we're buying TVs, it's because we want like a specific model that we see, or it's like identical to our. We have like 3 Toshiba CRTs that are about 14 inches, and those were about $50 $50 to $75 a piece, depending on who was buying it. But it's all like by chance, you know. You have
It's not
to.
too bad, actually.
It's not bad at all,
Yeah.
but it's also like the art of the trade, the art of the deal, like being able to haggle and all of that.
How do you move them?
We just carry
Willpower.
them. Yeah.
You guys showed up today when Nate showed in like a small kind of truck thing. No, or what was it? Like, was a
For today?
no.
No,
When you
during
did
818.
A18 with us, I remember you brought a car, but I forgot which
The
car it
SUV, I
was.
think.
Yeah. We had an SUV. My mom
Yeah,
let me
there
use
you
the
go.
SUV. It's usually being able
Shout out
to.
Gus's mom.
Shout out my
Shout out
mom.
Gus's mom.
I love my mom
I'll
so
drink to
much.
that.
She's so awesome. Thank you, mom.
Thank your mom.
What?
Thank you.
Especially with Mother's Day around the corner.
Oh, it's true.
Oh, yeah.
And it's her
Mom.
birthday.
Get your mama's Get your mama CRT.
Taurus?
She would hate that. I have so many.
Another one.
Another one? Really?
No, you said that they're
secretly store
supportive
them
though,
at my
right?
house.
Like your parents are really supportive. Like,
Totally. They love what I'm doing, and they try to make themselves available and like give me as many resources as I can.
That's cool.
I mean, even from the beginning, my dad I feel like my dad started this, but he's always like, yo, no, like this is all your stuff. I'm like, yeah, but like I wouldn't be doing it at this level without these guys, my parents, like totally right behind me, like making sure I have a ride, or just being there all the
Love
time.
I love that it's a lot of warm family vibes going on. His
Totally.
dad's a sonidero, got him
Yeah.
into this.
Yeah.
Your family gets you CRT TVs.
They totally get me. My dad bought me my mixer, all that stuff.
Mine was like more forced though. Like
And more force.
You gotta help me. Ayúdame.
Out of necessity, yeah.
Well, my dad made me hate cars because he's a mechanic, so this is
You're
different.
You know,
here
it's
going
really
on.
funny. My dad's into like catering, and like
Yeah.
I hated cooking, and then I ended up getting into like party and shows.
Yeah, exactly.
And then now I'm
you-
like, maybe I should learn some catering.
maybe I should bring some tacos to this
Totally.
party.
Maybe
Yeah.
I should bring an extra like trait.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah,
should.
you-
I mean, like
You learn
every
how to,
once in a while, a couple of the show promoters been like, "Do you guys know a caterer?"
It's
Yeah.
And I'm
exactly
like-
my dad.
Kinda. You know.
Maybe.
My dad is
maybe.
like ultra conservative.
Oh, I see.
Where like if we were like sent into an underground show, you'd be like, "Who are these people?
Yeah.
That's how.
What's wrong with
Yeah.
these people?
Who are these freaks?
Like,
Yeah.
they need help.
That's
Yeah,
my
go to
question though.
church.
My question is like, how does he feel about you? I mean, you guys are at an incredible pace doing
Yeah.
Palacio more than once a month. How does he feel about that? Is he cool?
He's not a fan of it. I'm not gonna
No?
lie.
Really?
He's like cool, right? But every once in a while, he's just like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?"
Just like a reality check
Yeah.
sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Are you first gen or like?
Yeah,
first- yeah.
first gen.
Same.
Yeah.
Same here.
Same.
So I have
Oh,
similar.
okay.
Yeah. We have.
I'm pretty sure we are too. Yeah. My mom's from South America.
Oh, whoa, really? Where?
She's from Chile.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
My entire mom's side. Most of them are alive, so I'm getting a lot of like inspiration and just like culture stuff from them every time I hang out with them. They live in Bellflower.
Oh, that's down.
Yeah, they moved there when my mom was about like 9 or 10, and then met my dad who was living out here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Have you brought them to your shows?
they've been to shows that have been around my area, like around the city that I'm in Eastville, but it's not like an underground show.
Okay.
I don't think they'd like
You
it.
never brought him out to
They
Renegade.
don't like it?
No, never. I think I would bring him out to Palacio. Totally. That's
Oh,
like
yeah?
the vibe. That's
Yeah.
like
We're
hey,
family friendly. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's slower
I
pace.
need to go
It's
to
not
one of your
like
events.
happy hardcore,
It's so awesome.
raver, balloons in
Well,
hand.
I feel like some
vibe.
parents would be into that if they were
Some
into this.
parents
No,
Mm.
my
Mm.
dad
Mm.
knows
Mm.
what a NOS tank is, and if he sees one, it's
He's like, fuck.
yeah,
no.
you can't go out nowhere.
That's it.
Really?
Oh, really?
Well, not really. I was just being dramatic, but
Oh, okay.
he knows what that is. He's like, he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
It's just like for
They
shade.
would definitely
like-
like give
He's
me
like,
like
those
a
balloons
check.
don't even float.
What's the use of it?
What's the use of it? I was saying that I was telling them for the Renegade show that I was gonna bring a helium tank and be like, first one's free.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's just that's just people. Hey man, you know they had the weird voice.
Oh man.
Oh my
But yeah.
god. So he's not down with the Nas at all.
Nah.
Like not like.
My brother, he's 2 years
It's
older.
like, why don't
than
you
me.
pop in Molly? That's how we used to do it.
No, you
We did some
No, my
hardcore.
dad. My
He's
dad is
like,
like
"You
very
hooligan."
traditional Mexican father. Like
Yeah.
hard work. Like doesn't even
Yep.
drink.
Oh yeah.
Overworks himself. Never takes a day off. That's where I was raised.
Yeah.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I always had like I always wanted to do something artistic, but being in that household that I grew up in is like I studied landscape architecture. I have a degree in that, but it's still like there's some artistry in that. But yeah, the job market for that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, job market right now is overall like shit. Right now, the economy is kind of like fuck.
Yeah. We'll
Trying
never
to-
have a house.
Amen.
Yeah, exactly.
Los Angeles.
We will never have a house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you guys get draw inspiration from for like what you do, like
Like
visually,
Yeah, visuals. and stuff.
artistically?
For me, mainly the crowd. When it's like, I
Oh,
really
yeah.
love live input. Kind of like what you were saying, like responding to. I kind of caught what you said earlier, and I resonated with that. Like responding to like your environment and like.
Yeah.
You're saying something.
Yeah.
Very very cool.
Yeah, for me, it's like I for a while I tried to automate everything with like Ableton and stuff, and then at a certain point I realized I'm like, no, I need to be like fully plugged into
Yeah.
everything the artist is doing. Like I need to be like button mashing everything.
Exactly.
Like just tap tempoing was like not enough anymore. You know, like it has to be everything.
Yeah,
like,
I remember
because
that,
then
like-
you have to fully like you have to be anticipating everything that the artist is doing.
That's like the best
and
part.
you become like fully plugged in. you
Yeah,
know,
it's like
so-
that flow state.
Laser
Yeah.
focus.
He literally
Laser focus.
Literally
Literally
laser.
laser.
Yeah, he's literally in the laser focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him. He do be getting focus right there.
Mm.
But yeah, like I when I'm working. Like I'm not even like we've been
You're
in
locked
that-
in.
Yeah, we're all locked in, and that's why I fuck with Gus.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we're working. It's not like
Yeah, he brought some like focused energy to like my very kind of sporadic like setup.
Like
And in a good way, like a great way where there was like more control of like the output, and we got what we wanted out of that spot. That was like super awesome.
yeah, it was cool to plug into that TV stack that that's at Newton, the media pollution.
Dude, yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that the other day.
Yeah.
At the
Media Pollution has a super awesome TV stack built by Slim Reaper Light Show Taylor. Shout out Taylor. They're super awesome.
Coolest
Dope.
guy.
Coolest video artists.
oh whoa.
Yeah,
They,
I see their work on Instagram. Like, what the? So
Another
so
awesome
gnarly.
video
What does he
artist.
go by on Instagram?
Slim Reaper Light Show.
Slim
Slim Reaper
Reaper
Light
Light
Show on
Show.
Instagram.
All
There
right.
was this cafe a while back, and he did an installation in it. It was like a big ass TV wall
Was it
installation
Saint
that was
Cyber?
going on for months.
Yeah,
You were Saint Saber?
yeah, it was a Saint
Okay,
J.
yeah.
They just did,
Yeah,
like,
that was
a-
his wall. That was
art
his fucking
installation
TV
at
wall that he
Coachella.
did.
So is
All
like the
those TVs were
Newton
his.
is Newton now the new permanent location for those TVs or what's
I
up?
think so.
Essentially, I feel.
It feels
I'm
that way.
hoping that there's like a lease situation with like the TVs. Like
Yeah.
Taylor's getting some sort of income from that because that is like carrying the spot so hard, so
Yeah.
hard. Especially for analog artists like me, I can plug in. Like
Being
they
able to
make it.
tap into that.
If
Yeah.
you're listening to this, we would like for that to span the image across the TVs instead of them being
Oh, yeah.
individual.
Like
Like bring the pie wall to the
Pie wall
Newton. We would love
situation.
that.
How does
Yeah.
that work?
That is hard.
Actually,
I
that's
feel
That's
like
good.
whoever you need
Get
to
it,
listen to
come
this
on.
will listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some
Mentioned-
pieces of gear that do it, but
Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also expensive.
it
Like,
gets very expensive to have
Out
that
of
many
curiosity-
separated mapped outputs.
Curiosity, what would it entail even doing that?
Is it just
each
one
TV would have
device?
a Raspberry Pi
Oh, that's how
connected
you
to
do
it
it.
to like
yeah,
convert
multiplex it or something?
Yeah.
basically convert it to like a TV, like a HDMI
Yeah.
like input output, and they all work together.
Spreading one image like all the way across.
Yeah, so, like-
all of it,
Yeah.
depending on how many you have.
That would
like,
look
all
so
the TVs.
sick.
If I was gonna do it, I would build like a dedicated PC for it, and there's
Mhm.
a few cheaper. There's like one graphics card that Nvidia makes that has 8 outputs on it,
Whoa.
and so you
Like
probably
HDMI
and
or
they're DisplayPort, and then you'd have to adapt them to
To, like,
analog.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
CNC.
yeah, essentially,
SVI.
I'd put like 2 of those in there, just
Yeah.
build a Windows box, and then put a capture card in it, and then that would be it. But
I
that
can
is
see that.
expensive. That
Yeah.
probably costs like at least
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
3 or 4 grand just for that.
The
So
fact that you already know the flow pattern of like
Someone-
that is
someone-
wild.
We need a
Recently
DCA
just
grant or
contract-
something for this.
VCA
Someone
grant.
recently
Research now.
was reaching out to Gus and I, trying to do something similar to what you were saying, and they were like, "Yeah, they don't even have money to like budget this
Yeah,
project."
no, not at all.
yeah.
That's definitely like a future endeavor. I mean, media pollution and that dude Taylor probably got that down. There's they have some forms online. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if
yeah.
it's by them, but
I think
they,
they
like,
linked it.
link it.
They linked
Yeah.
it the Pi wall. Yeah.
there's definitely a process out there.
So
There's a way
they,
to do it.
so this Raspberry Pi system, do you send visuals over the network, and then it comes in through network, and then takes a slice of it and maps it to the output, like?
I think it might be a little wireless, yeah. but
Because you can't have a capture card on every
there's no
Raspberry
way,
Pi, right? So it has
I
to
don't
be like
think
a
so.
network thing. Like, that's crazy. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it could be done cheaper that way, and potentially work, and probably do it for like $1,500 maybe.
I don't
I
know.
wonder. Yeah.
Let's see.
But yeah, it's tough because at that point you're actually talking about mapping that many outputs with
Well,
different.
That's
Yeah.
a good question. How much do you think your whole setup right now is like total?
Is
up
worth-
to?
Oh wow!
That's a great question.
Oh my
I
God.
don't ask me this question. I haven't
Is
tallied
this
it up.
excluding the TVs?
No, including everything.
I mean, if we're
All
gonna
the
ask
even
him,
the decorations and the
we're
most
gonna
bonitos
I'm gonna
you
ask
have.
you too.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
we're
brought up
gonna
this
have
question,
to
we're gonna ask
I
you
know,
now.
no, don't,
Yeah.
don't.
It's like
You
I'm
can't
like-
bring it
Yeah, you know, you can't do that.
bring it
It's
up
a
and
good
then not
question.
do
It's
it.
like I'm just putting it out there. Like we are affordable visual artists, and we bring an art to the underground because we love the underground
Out of
Yeah.
passion.
out of passion, exactly.
Yeah.
And but it's like I don't know if like sometimes I feel like we're just an afterthought, but we also like there's a lot of costs that we don't include
Yeah.
just to make
a lot
it
of
work.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, a lot behind the scenes and
It's
stuff.
very much of an investment.
Yeah.
I kind of
It's just
do
art.
agree with that, and like, there's been kind of movement towards like including visual artists more as part of the stage.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a couple of artists have now included the visual artists in your stage with them, which I thought was really cool.
Oh yeah, like
I've seen some clips of that.
Yeah.
I have seen stuff like that, and that's really cool.
So it's growing more and more, but yeah, I do feel that every once in a while.
I don't think I would like to be on stage. I like being like off to the side.
Oh really?
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I like to be behind. I need to be able to see the whole stage.
Exactly.
Like it's important
it's
to be able to see it. So
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
if I have a camera feed up there, yeah. But like
Yeah, like-
also, yeah, like I
like
want to be behind the scenes doing the
Yeah.
thing that I like to do,
But
not
you
very
guys-
much in the spotlight.
What's your opinion on it? Would you want to be on stage at all, or like you know?
I think the energy, I could see myself doing it for a certain like period of time, and then like maybe like intermission. I'm gonna say yes, because I really love like kind of like we were talking about where I got inspiration from. I draw really hard from like people dancing in front of me and just like like movements and shapes and stuff. I'm very like visual just person. So I think if I worked up the confidence to like be right next to the DJ and like be right next to them, do that thing, I think I could do that for like a couple hours or like maybe like 1 or 2 sets.
Yeah.
I really enjoy being right next to them though. Like I mean like on the side of them. So I'm like the DJs are behind the speaker stack, and then I'm like on the side of the speaker stack, kind of in the corner.
I've seen artists where like they're performing their visual sets with their, like how Spencer mentioned, like connecting Ableton, like the sounds, and the sounds drive the visuals.
Yeah.
And like that's the main focus, like the artist running the visuals with sounds. That's something I would like to tap into.
Like timed visuals, like with like a DJ
like just
set?
like a sound, like certain the frequencies, right? Like if it's a bass kick that drives like maybe a strobe or like a specific like effect of the visual that you created, and then the mid frequencies also drive that.
Spencer, you
Audio
have any tips
responsive.
for that?
He's nodding his head like
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
already
I
got
mean,
that.
yeah, the way that I like to do it is in Touch Designer. There's an audio reactive palette. There's something in the palette that already handles the audio reactivity, and you can kind of dial in thresholds for the bass and the snare, and then rhythm, which is kind of like more the hi-hats.
Interesting.
And those you can use to send triggers to all kinds of
Different
other
elements,
things. Yeah. So that's what I like to do for the videos I've been posting on Instagram recently, is like detecting kicks and then having that drive the playhead of these video clips. So they're like moving forward to the beat.
Interesting.
And then I have another one that's detecting the snares. It's also moving forward to the beat, but I have an effect on it that makes it so you can only see it when it changes. And I have that flash, so like you only see the difference of like when it changes. So only the pixels that have changed since it moved, and so it ends up just kind of like flashing and then like moving as it flashes to the snare, and it creates a really cool effect. And I definitely need to customize their audio reactivity setup more, because it's not quite you can't tune it perfectly. Like I really need to isolate. I really want to be able to isolate like specific frequency ranges and like be able to detect them better. So that's still something I'm working on, but I also have the ability to just turn off the detection and just go full button mashing and trigger the exact same things with button mashing.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We need an AI assistant for this. That's what I think.
Yeah, there isn't really an AI that's able to manipulate audio in real time properly yet. Also, if there was one that did real time stem separation, that would be even better, because
I
then
think there is,
you could
isn't there?
No, not in real time. Even the Serato one, you have to preload it.
Oh.
But if there
I
was
thought
one
there
that did
was.
it in real time, then what you would have is like individual kicks and individual snares and stuff, and you'd be able to really do amazing beat detection, amazing audio reactivity. So I think that's something we will see, but there isn't enough resources being poured into that as much as like video generation, audio generation,
Text to image,
like
whatever.
image generation, because these are like kind of the big things that startups want to like
That's interesting.
I
right
really
now,
want
so.
one that at least just does like the beat detection real time, and like it's like dynamic,
and it's good.
Yeah, it's good, because I would love to be able to do like electronic stuff like Ableton or anything like that, and sync it to like a live group next to me
Interesting.
without me having to go tap, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes the downbeat changes.
Sometimes
right?
that's like the fastest way to do it. Like it's not gonna do you wrong, but yeah, like just stepping away from your station.
Yeah.
That brings up a point. recently, just because I like to interact with the crowd, I like to dance too. I like to enjoy the party as well.
Mm-hmm. You like to get the balloons out.
I got like this wireless keyboard, and I just with the lighting fixtures, I'm gonna do that tonight. Just like with the strobes for the lights, just put a key on the wireless keyboard. I just put cues, putting cues like shortcuts.
Okay.
Onto the wireless keyboard, and then
being able to trigger.
And then like I'll just be in the crowd dancing, and then if I want strobes, I'll just trigger the key for the strobes, and then like just dancing.
You need to get some nunchucks. The Wii nunchuck. I'm telling you,
That's
this is
the
the
second
move.
time you brought
This is
up
the
nunchucks.
move.
Why are you
I
really wanted it.
I'm listening to them talk. I'm just like, you guys need to go like, you know.
With some glow sticks.
You look so
Ignore
weird.
Oh
this
my
guy.
god, no, light
He knows
bulb.
the Wii.
I'm literally giving you the keys to Lamborghini right now.
No,
You gotta
ignore
get
this
the
guy.
nunchucks. Or like,
this is the next best thing.
it is. Or what's the ones for the PlayStation? The ones the
Oh.
VR ones.
The
you know
little
what I'm
like
saying?
globe on the top.
You don't put-
I think honestly the most compelling thing I've ever seen is I don't know if you guys are familiar with the sushi dragon.
The
You guys ever
sushi
heard of him?
dragon?
No.
Okay.
What's sushi?
Not
If you
hungry,
guys
dude.
are into visuals and visual systems, there really isn't anyone I've seen that's more impressive than this.
Let me see.
Wait, what?
He does these live
Let me look
streams
this up.
where he has this insane system. He has many different cues, and he has, I would say, probably multiple thousands of cues, like maybe 2,000 different cues. Some of them will use Snapchat filters to like change his face, and then like use like Resolume to play video in the background while it like zooms in.
filters.
He has like multiple PTZ cameras that are able to focus on him from different angles. He even has a camera that's on a Segway that follows him around in the warehouse.
What?
Wait,
is
He
he on
also,
YouTube?
yeah, and he's on
Sushi
Twitch. He
Dragon.
does these all
Okay,
live
I'm-
on Twitch,
I'm seeing
and he
this.
goes for like over 10 hours at a time.
Wow.
And
How does he
the
eat?
level
Does
of
he eat?
coordination is insane. And he has lasers. He has like real-time
Damn.
background separation. But the thing that I really think is really cool from a controller standpoint with what he does is that he has these things called twiddlers, and so they're these hand controllers that are actually made to be a keyboard in their own way. So it has like a grid of maybe 16 buttons on the back of them, but each
my
button
God.
is a rocker. So they can be
Like
pushed
three
like
different-
yeah. So each button is actually 3 different buttons, and then what he does is he does combinations
Yeah,
of these
that's
buttons.
like a
So he's
whole
able. He
other-
has like the entire like muscle memory to call all these cues like without
Yeah,
just like
just having
invisibly.
the
Like you can't even
memory.
see him doing it. Like it just happens all in real time, and it's extremely
That's too
impressive.
much.
That's insane.
And
You're-
yeah.
People who do like coding and stuff really need to be like you.
They need to not
They have a
access
skill
to-
for organization. I'll tell you that. Like
Yeah.
my organization skills, like it might not seem like I'm organized, but I'm a very organized
It's a
individual.
controlled disaster.
Exactly.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends.
Like only you know your system, your network, and if you share that file, it's like hopefully you name your
figure it out.
layers, you name your yeah. You just gotta be organized.
I
Yeah.
personally like the idea that you'd be out there in the crowd.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
around. That sounds. freaking
Yeah, like I
fun.
recently did that because I was like I like being at my station, but then like you're there, I'm there the whole party from start, even before the party starts. I'm like setting everything up, and then I'm the last one to leave,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I need to enjoy the also I need to enjoy what I created too, like. I want to
Being
be in
able
my
to see it in
me
the crowd,
being in my art, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we make a bunch of money from this. Like we're
No,
doing it
yeah,
because it's fun and we're
exactly.
supposed to
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your pastime.
I want to
you know?
dance.
And then people will see me with my low keyboard and like, what is that? I'm like, I'm controlling the lights. And they're
Yeah,
like,
I'm
oh,
doing all this
shit.
stuff.
Like, you're so cool.
Oh,
You're like, robot move.
I'm
I'm like,
updating.
press this button.
I'm updating my spreadsheet right now. You know? Trying to balance my books.
Oh, man.
Another
Has
person.
anybody ever mistaken you for like the DJ or something like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Okay.
people coming
All
up to you
the
asking for a song
time.
request. Like, yeah,
Yes.
no.
Oh yeah.
A DJ,
Some-
not
yeah,
a DJ.
Yeah. I'm like, the DJ's up there. Like,
People will
I
ask
see
me
him?
for like drinks, like what's in the back. I'm like, there's no drinks back here. There are TVs.
Can I get a
and
Long
buttons.
Island iced
yeah,
tea?
I always have drinks behind me.
Yeah, actually, I could see how you could be confused.
We
with
were
it.
talking with the last episode with one of the live performers, and they were like doing like live drum beats and stuff, and they were like, hey, can you play a Bad Bunny song?
Hey.
Like, you know, like
Like a
I
request.
seem to like, yeah. I seem to realize that the request idea travels multiple levels.
It
I'm not
totally
gonna shit.
does.
You actually have been specifically asked to play a Bad Bunny song too. So
Oh
like,
my
yeah.
God.
Wow.
Which one
So
though?
it'd be like that.
Which
I
one?
don't know.
You should be like, which one though?
I don't know. I just was like,
You go
does it look
wrong
like a
answer.
hand? I don't know.
Not
No.
that one.
Yeah, no.
But like, I think that's just kind of the thing with like electronic music. They kind of, especially depending on where you're playing. If you're playing like at a rave, I guess you're not gonna get that. But if you're playing at somewhere where like it's possible you might just be a DJ who might just happen to
Yeah.
have the song on you, they're gonna totally be like, yeah, can you play that?
Yeah, my experience is like either being confused with the bar or like a DJ.
bar?
And
The bar?
Yeah, just like people asking me like if I have drinks.
Oh,
If I have drinks back there to like.
Oh,
They
okay.
probably ask you like,
They're mistaking you for the bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, I don't know what drinks you have. Can you
Yeah.
explain them
Yeah,
to me?
Like
yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh my god. Well, do you guys
Mostly nice though.
do you guys at least get like free drinks or something?
I bring my
Um,
own drinks.
Party favors,
Oh, yeah?
yeah. I don't usually drink while I'm working. I don't really like drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of that spectrum.
Yeah.
Hmm. But
Uh,
like no party favors outside of drinking.
no, like waters. I really appreciate waters and like Red Bulls, honestly.
Oh yeah, well, Red Bulls will
Um,
fuck you up too. though.
Honestly, yeah, they
Yeah.
will. They'll get me like kind of tweaking. Honestly, Just like,
And being greened out.
yeah, being greened out is like very nice.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, just like people will like come up to me with, most of the time it's, if it's a party favor, it's like a sticker or like a candy bracelet or
Mhm.
my trolls got sprouted the other day.
Oh wow.
Like someone just like
Oh.
clipped a little thing on them.
Oh, whoa.
And it's usually just like decorations that people leave.
I like that though.
That's cool.
I love it. I love that more than like drinks or honestly like substances.
Trinket.
Conversation is nice, and I've met a lot of people that kind of know what's in front of them, which is like just like my video stuff and TVs, and they're like, oh, nostalgia, or like, oh, I know that video thing, and like
Is it like older folks or?
most of the time it's older people, like
Because
GameCube
you get gigs
days
that
and-
like with bands and stuff. So
yeah, I get kind of like a little more mature crowd when it's not an underground show.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
usually like
Where at? Like what kind of shows?
Notably, I do a lot of shows at DBA in Pomona. It's a
Uh-huh.
bar, DBA 256.
Actually, this is a good kind of segue. I
Yeah.
want to know what other like communities you do visuals for.
Yeah,
Like-
totally.
Like, can you name as much as you can? Like, just what other like people book you for visuals?
Okay, so there's Palacio Palace was awesome. There's pwrsource. There's
Parsons lit.
pwrsource is great.
Yeah.
There's Babylon Breaker sound system. Those guys booked me. That's our homie. We be doing I guess not groups, but there's a band called Hexengarden that I love, and I've been playing with them for like years, and they always try to ask if I'm open, and they're giving me good time now, but sometimes it's like, this is for all bands, like some rock bands are like 2 weeks in advance when I'm like a month in advance, because I need like a lot of planning when it comes to this stuff.
yeah, because it's
People book you so
Yeah, it's
quickly.
analog.
People be booking me
It's a
quickly,
different process.
and like like underground raves or even like bigger shows will be planning in advance. So I'll be playing at DBA with like rock shows. I just played at FTG Warehouse in Santa Ana, which was also super awesome. There's the owners there are super nice. Besides rock shows, I'll have like homies still hit me up for like just like donations of my time, and there'll be some payment involved with like
Red Bulls.
Red Bulls. Yeah,
Red
Red Bulls,
Bulls?
or like if it's outside, I'll just like I've got like some soup sometimes, like just like free
Soups?
food, yeah.
nice.
Pizza.
But besides
Hell yeah, the pizza's here.
pizza, I love pizza.
Pizza.
I should do a pizza party, like visual.
Hexengarden is metal, so metal, psych
Metal
rock,
shit, yeah.
indie. Recently, you got hit up by this group in OC, the Plasma Wall.
Yeah, there's actually another group that
Coming
is kind of starting up. There's these people in OC that hit me up a couple years, or I guess a year ago. They were called Shock OC, and I'm hoping that they're doing another show soon. But it was kind of just like showing the kids around the area that like what like an LA party is, like what it's supposed to be.
Younger demographic.
You getting the
like,
little ravers on?
Basically, like giving
No.
them like first exposure
Start
to
'em
like
young.
rave life, which is pretty cool to be able like to be an introduction and like to have them see like operator and tie in the nostalgia core and linking
Yeah.
him and like rave
That's so
together.
In OC, yeah.
In
How old
OC.
are they?
They were like of age. It wasn't like an all ages show.
Ah,
It was like
I was hoping
18 plus, but
But they're just not used to
They
that
were
type
little
of
ones.
music genre
Okay.
yet, and so they're getting
everyone
into it. now.
everyone had their hands up and was like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh."
It's like
Yeah,
the Gen
I mean, it was
Alpha
the like
then.
coordinated like whoop whoops.
I love that.
Hell yeah, I love that.
That was
It
the
was
vibe.
so sweet
But
and
it's
like
not-
innocent.
The organizers
Wholesome.
were like, we want hardcore. We want like
We want
Oh, yeah?
we want to rock their worlds,
we want
okay?
to shock them, and that
We
was
wanna-
the
Camp
gimmick,
rock.
Shock OC.
Come on,
You
we're
guys,
doing it.
you guys should have hit me up over on the helium balloons.
No.
Okay. Because it's safe. It's
They're like,
safe.
helium
So
at that
they'll be
age.
like, well,
yeah,
we're
helium
not
at that
safe.
age is kind of dangerous, you know.
Say
Like,
10
no,
years
no, you're
old.
not.
Their
Right.
brains are still
Helium.
developing, you know. They're not ready for the. Oh yeah, there you
Doink,
go.
Wait.
doink.
So when is Palacio Palace doing a desert event?
A desert? Which
would be fun.
desert?
I don't know. anything near us in LA?
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree would be sick.
That's my
Yeah,
first thought.
I mean
Joshua
we're
Tree.
we're
Like
definitely
Erickson
able to
bed.
do. Yeah, I mean we're set up to do renegades with the generator and
I have-
everything. So
I have 2 generators ready to go.
fuck yeah.
So
I'm trying to get a like one of those huge power banks that are used for like
Thank you.
home backup
Yeah.
sort of things. Those are the things to get because you
Yeah.
can keep
But
them.
isn't that heavy
You know,
as
Benny
hell?
has one of those.
You can have one on your back. I saw one that
On
you
your
can
back.
actually
Lying.
carry one as like a. It looks like a stormtrooper
Yeah.
backpack,
But they're big and expensive too. Like to get
2,000-3,000.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
more
but
than
It is totally
3,000.
clean power, which is nice,
Right?
but it's not going to last as long, and you have to be efficient. Like, all your speakers should then be battery powered as
Totally.
well, and that shouldn't be the main power for everything.
I don't
It's,
know, just
yeah.
get a
Thank you for this
homie
pizza,
who
like,
likes
wow.
bikes and then just have him on a treadmill or a little like a, you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Not-
get a dog and have it on the
or
treadmill.
hamster, a pet hamster.
Oh,
have
a
him run-
hamster, multiple hamsters.
Multiple hamsters, you know.
Build a whole like hamster rig.
It doesn't get greener than that. I'm gonna tell you that.
No, no.
We need
You know?
Ozzy on a bike.
Make sure they get fed
Powering our whole show.
ethically.
sustainable.
And they bring calories, so you know.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for everybody.
A desert show would be cool though.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like to add on to that, like my friend Julian and I, like he mainly pushes this idea, but having a multi-group kind of show with a massive wall stack of speakers
Oh my
in the
God.
desert.
Oh, speakers.
Dude, that would be
In the desert,
crazy.
like Joshua
As
Tree.
as a visual artist
That'd be sick.
for shows, what would be like a dream gig? Like a dream, like whoa, this is happening right now.
Fuck. I don't know. Cause I've never personally, I don't attend super huge festivals, and I think that is like the end goal for most people. Which
Let's
is
say
like,
let's say it's just something ridiculous. You like put them out in the middle of nowhere, like under a
That'd be dope.
glacier. You know, like something crazy.
on the moon. TV
Yeah.
stack on the moon.
it would be cool to do some visuals in like exotic place, but I feel like bigger for me wouldn't necessarily mean like the end goal. Like a huge festival would be awesome, maybe to like get like a sense of like work and like work ethic maybe.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe traveling, like being like flown
Traveling
out
somewhere
somewhere
crazy would
being
be
flown
awesome.
out somewhere would
Being
be
flown
so
out somewhere would
sick.
be so
That'd be like
sick.
next level.
Yeah.
Trying
Go
to
Japan or
yeah.
some shit.
No.
bringing all of my glitch gear that I know to like a foreign place.
Like Berlin.
And would you
or
actually bring the
some
TVs and stuff?
Or them
probably have
having,
to
or
source it to
them
They paid
having,
for it.
or
like-
them having their own setup out there and you just plug into.
shit.
You'd have to get the converters and shit.
Just bring-
That would be my biggest concern is like power conversion and then possibly toasting one of my my glitch
Yeah.
my
Gear.
glitch
Yeah.
units. Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't even like cover the whole setup. Aside from like my P10 and my mixers, the other
Well,
biggest thing is like this glitch
Great time to
unit.
finish it. What's the rest of the setup?
Yeah, I
I'm
got
telling
you.
you right now.
I got you. The biggest like
Let me
thing
take
in
my
my
notepad out.
Steal his look.
setup is this unit called an optic glitch by Tachyons Plus.
Nice.
That guy
Coolest
is
dude
like
ever.
Tachyons is so sick.
he's so awesome. I really want
What
to
is
meet
it?
him in real life. He's an artist, I think, from Florida
And he
or
makes
Washington.
And he makes equipment.
He circuit bends Archer video processing units. They're like video enhancers. So you have control of like chroma and like contrast and like hue and brightness, and like that's like the base model. But he adds like, I have like 24 to like 30 different knobs that are like in between circuit points, like in between little points on the board that I can explore with video feedback. It's mainly for like texturizing video input and like outputting it to whatever, but I like to have it in between I like to use it as an internal feedback kind of machine thing. So I have an output of my one of my video mixers going to the input of the tachyons unit, the output of the tachyons going back into the mixer itself, and then the output on the mixer board at the very end is like this crazy separation of green and red and like a little bit of pink, and there's just like 3 or 4 different colors that can get spread and like controlled, and super awesome waves. I love that so much, and like that cannot be replicated with, I don't think it can be replicated with digital stuff the way that I see it in front of me, like in real time. Being able to control it like on the fly and see it respond to like my controls is so satisfying.
Does it at all become too much, like in terms of like all these knobs? Do you even have organization for like?
Yeah,
I don't have
search space is big.
Well,
It's
honestly,
super big.
Actually, having something physical like knobs is way better than seeing it on the screen. Because I also use like MIDI controllers for my setup, because it's just easier to like play and like control like the effects.
It helps with memory, muscle memory.
Yeah. So like even in my setup, I use like controllers with knobs and faders and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes like I don't even have enough time that I'll just like I'll resort to a mouse or something. It depends on the gig and like how much of a visual setup that they need. Like right now I've just been doing a lot of lighting fixture gigs, but when I do visual set, like sometimes people book me to do visuals, lighting, and
At Newton, were you doing all of that?
at Newton for
He did double for the show that we did.
Yeah, that's why I had to bring in operator,
That's why
because
he
I was
needed
like,
me, honestly.
I cannot
On
do this
Monday.
by myself. We ran the TV wall.
The show was like
It was a
like,
projector. I was
how
running
many was it?
lasers, lights. and
Is
I
this the
was-
Monday Earth Day one?
No, not the Monday.
Okay.
That
That's a
one
while
was
ago.
that was for the
I'll find the
safety
date,
trans
hold
toxichaus event.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
That, Monday. It was.
No, I mean,
The
he's
Monday
talking about
one
the
was
Earth,
the Earth Day with detritus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one I just did visuals and lighting. Yeah.
Okay,
This show.
so-
But
This
I,
show was
I,
January
I didn't
12th.
I didn't really do
I love that
crazy.
flyer. Or
I didn't really do
or is that
crazy.
yours?
It's a video flyer that. Did you make this? Didn't you
Yeah,
make
he
this?
made this.
So
You made that?
okay, so we have Toxichaus gets 3D artists from Mexico.
Oh, sick.
Fire.
I
But
didn't know
we
that's what
use
they
their
did.
assets. Like I use that asset to like
Make
keep it cohesive with the party. Like that's
Yeah.
one thing. Like you don't want to make it seem like it's a different party. So,
Right.
but
It was a super sick.
But because me
addition,
and
honestly.
operator are teaming up, I made it like into like a glitch CRT visual.
Yeah.
It fit perfectly.
Yeah.
I was so
Because
happy
we were
with
gonna
that.
run the TV walls, so it was like that's one thing I like to bring to the parties. Like before, like the promotion, like it's a teaser to what is gonna be happening at the party.
Yeah.
Like if the flyer has like these has a colorway, like when I work with like different organizers, I look at the flyer as a driving force for the lighting.
Totally.
And yeah, like it starts with the flyer, and then at the party it's the lights, like the same colors.
I could
and
see
stuff.
that so hard at your Mr. Cherry event.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I mean, it was simple with like the red, but
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it accentuated so much that like, yeah, I am here at Mr. Cherry. Like, the
Yeah. So
visuals,
the
everything.
the
That's
Mr.
perfect.
Cherry event I just did, that was like all visuals. Like that was just me running my projector. So like I just focused on the visuals. So like if you were there, like you saw Byte visuals the whole night. Like.
Yep.
And then yeah, it was really cool. Shout out to Innerworld Productions for that event. That was really cool. They had like a Hard House LA OG DJs there, DJ Tragic, and
There's some cool ass.
CZR.
cool.
yeah, CZR. You guys were there. That was so sick.
Yeah, that was
So
awesome.
crazy.
Loo-c's setup is awesome. It's so cute with the monitos and the TV stacks. Like it just brings a vibe to the underground.
I love that you even brought up that point that you keep it consistent to like the theme, the flyer and everything.
Yeah, because it's like
That's an extra detail that
like if I were to throw
Yeah.
a party, like that's how I would do it. Like the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
flyer,
that's
like,
right.
Considering
yeah,
about being like cohesive and
yeah, it's
everything.
cohesive from the flyer all the way into the party. Like,
Yeah.
I
all
think
of
we
that.
came full circle because when we started this whole thing, we were talking about just that, the cohesiveness,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
actually
yeah.
having like the event become a vibe and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Like
Absolutely.
I feel like
that's- yeah.
with the underground stuff, that does kind of lack for a lot of them. Like
The art direction.
the art direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The theme of like the rave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of rave it is.
And I'm into that. I love. I
do
think
too.
we're all
Yeah,
kind of
me
into
too.
it. Obviously, we're all.
Yeah.
We love the theme.
Yeah, I'd say like Alzi and I are like the main art direction or creative direction for the Palacio stuff, and it's
Nice.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we're-
doing the flyer and then bringing it to all the way to the
Yeah.
final show.
So
Yeah, it's always
cool.
fun.
Yeah, are you the one that does the AI?
Yes.
Crazy?
Yep.
Yeah,
Because I
really
remember
great.
Alex
It's all
would
him.
mention about it when I would like see him at the events.
Yeah.
He would always bring up this AI guy that does the flyers. I'm like, who is this guy?
Who is it?
The
The
flyers.
And here he
secret
is.
wizard.
I know.
The
I'm like,
flyers themselves
because I
are an
tried
art
doing AI stuff and it's not easy. I only did
No.
it
It's harder than it seems.
for I did it for one visual. It was like I took the video frames of a flyer that Toxichaus did for their Halloween event, and then I just made like a crazy clown, like realistic, and it came out really cool. People were vibing out to it.
I remember that clown.
Yeah.
You were there?
No, but I
Oh,
remember
you
the
saw-
flyers.
yeah,
the
yeah.
flyers. I fuck with flyers so hard. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Oh
that's.
shit! I saw it in my head. Yeah.
You know the
You're
the
like,
clown
I'm calling
flyer.
the
Are you
clown.
talking about
Like
the flyer?
The
Or
Halloween, the
With-
flyer,
with the-
but then the
the
visual that
visuals were AI.
I remember that one. Yeah.
the AI visual
With the
I don't
sharp
know.
teeth.
Yeah,
yes, yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Gotcha.
That
I,
was-
I really love like flyer designs and stuff like that. I think that's something that actually kind of got awoken in me when we started doing Palacio and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like,
There's a lot of love in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
They're
And-
so unique, depending
Uh-huh.
on which show and stuff. They're so
Especially when they get to the point where they're die cut flyers.
yeah.
Those are so sick.
the
Like when you get the
physical-
physical of the flyer.
Oh yeah, I
That's
love when
like
people print out the
elite.
Yeah.
flyers. It's so
They're almost
like,
collectibles. you
yes,
know?
I try to
Yeah.
collect them all.
They're like another
cards.
trinket.
Little
Yeah, yeah.
flyer
Yeah.
cards.
I think every party goer around this time has like either a pile or just like a wall full of posters or
Uh-huh.
memorabilia, just stuff they get from the
If
party.
you're really deep in the culture, yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely have a wall.
If you keep going back, if you keep going back,
And it's
yeah.
all out of love for the community and for the music itself and the people that like throw those events.
Yeah, there's a lot of personality in it. That's to me what I really love about it. Like, and also like the ability to explore. Like,
Yeah.
we get to do a lot of shows that are like not like one genre and stuff. So we get the opportunity to like mess around with a different theme for a flyer. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have to be like angelic one day, and the other day like really demonic.
You get to
and-
be experimental
Yeah.
with it and like
Yeah.
playful with
Yeah.
your craft.
I
Yeah.
think
It's nice.
playful is the word. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not random or
Yeah.
like inconsistent. It's like totally.
And as a creative, you
Loose,
have
like
to keep
playful.
it loose and like
Yeah.
flow
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
your
Yes.
how you're feeling.
Yeah, it's one of the things I like the most about kind of being involved with this stuff is it gives me a place to experiment with all this that I wouldn't be able to in a more commercial setting, and I'm able to really just play around with like different techniques and stuff for the flyer, like all kinds of crazy techniques for the visuals and
Yeah.
everything. It's
I
like
think,
Yeah.
I
it's
think
like
all
nothing
three
is
of
off
us-
limits, you know. It's a
Totally.
great like it's great to be able to explore and then kind of see where you ended up, and then maybe next time you just scrap the whole system and make a new one. But
Yeah.
like,
And you're
it's-
able
it's
to
cool.
do that.
Yeah,
I think that's the cool part. All three of
Exactly.
us have like that sort of flexibility with our tools to be able to
Yeah.
either start from scratch or pull up like the old save and be like, oh yeah, I remember where I was, and like be able to add on to the
Yeah, yeah.
the coolness for the next show or whatever.
And for the AI flyers that you've created, do you use like Stable Diffusion or what's the workflow that you
Yeah.
do?
Damn, he's about to say
So
it.
yeah, I
He's about to
usually
say it.
use
Take notes.
I use this node-based program called ComfyUI, and in that you can use Stable Diffusion models and other models as well. But I usually stick with the Stable Diffusion models, and then inside of it there's a system, well, basically a model called Animate Diff, which brings animation to Stable Diffusion. And with this, you're actually able to kind of do text to video with it, and then there's also like LoRa's, which are like kind of like small models you can train to get specific styles, and they actually made them for motion as well, so you can train a specific motion. So I've trained one that does like zooms pretty well, and so if you've seen the ones I've done for the tunnel and for the 420 show where it's zooming infinitely,
sick.
I love that.
It's like that kind
yeah.
of like.
I wanted to
center
go to that
point.
one.
So you have to kind of tell that the program to like go in that direction or like
Yeah.
animate it.
Yeah, it doesn't do
to
it
set the
quite
animation.
automatically. Yeah, and it's interesting too because if you have to tell it what to do in terms of image, but then it's able to kind of interpret the image and like figure out how it should move.
Okay.
And so if I don't give it like a tunnel or like something clear to like move down, like a path, it's not going to zoom in.
I see.
So you actually need to
Yeah.
give it
Kinda
like
coerce it.
yeah, you need to like
It
put it
kinda has
into
a
the
mind of
mind
its
state.
own.
So
It's like-
at
Yeah.
first it's at full screen, and then you
What's-
give it like a point for it to like end up at.
It just
No,
interprets
it does it on its own. And the entire animation is generated all at once. It's not one frame at a time.
I see.
The whole
so
thing is
cool.
I assumed
done
it
at
was
once,
like-
and that's why it's able to loop
What's the
seamlessly.
sweet spot that you would say like to change your prompt? Is it like every 30 frames, every 60
I actually don't really
frames?
change my prompt too much. A lot of people do prompt travel, and I mostly just stick with one prompt for the flyers at least. But for my own visuals, I will try many different prompts and many different image references, and then I'll essentially VJ all these clips together
That's cool.
in real time. And so, yeah, there's many different ways to do it. And
Would you-
yeah, I would say like a lot of people like or like kind of like looking into the AI space, like kind of see it as like, oh, I'm just gonna type in text and I'm gonna get my video and then it's
Simplicity,
done.
yeah.
It's like for me, it's like that's so boring. It's like I'm not gonna just gonna like make a single image or a single video and be done. Like
Yeah,
it's like part of like a bigger system and this bigger workflow where you can like not just replicate what's already possible, but like make something you cannot make any other way and like just
Yeah.
move things forward because
What
it's a
is
new
it-
piece of technology. You know,
Totally.
it's like we have to move it forward. And like one of the things, one of the metaphors I bring up a lot is like when we first got like the cinema camera, the first thing we did was point it at a play and be like record a play because that's like
Yeah.
that's like, oh, like we're gonna record plays and show them in theaters, like that's what the camera's for. And then it wasn't until later where we like started to discover cinematography
like
and like
that.
what we can actually do. And so we're still in
I
the
like that
phase
a
right
lot.
now where we're pointing the camera at the play and like just replicating the old thing. And like people are like, oh, it's gonna replace the old thing. It's like,
No.
don't worry about the old thing. Like it's still gonna be there, still gonna be appreciated. I want to see the new thing. Like
Yes.
you know, so
It's like,
like
Hallmark movies versus like Poor Things versus Poor Things.
Yeah.
So would you say like the checkpoints that you use for the models, is there like limitations, I guess, to the art? Cause
Oh, yeah.
I tried using like Stable Diffusion and messing around with like making videos with Stable Diffusion. It's just like what models like are good. What like it's
Yeah.
always it's time consuming just to find a good
Oh, yeah.
model and then testing out the text prompt and like so much
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Like so like what you're doing is like crazy.
yeah, a lot of people think it's just pushing the button, but no,
No,
it's
it's like
you have to find the models, you have to find the
trial
techniques.
and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think meeting Spencer, getting to know this whole space has really transformed my whole view on the whole thing too. You know.
Me too. Even just right now,
100%.
like
picking his brain a little is just like
picking up on like
invigorating.
the little lingo is enough for me to like be
Yeah, I wanna get
interested.
into
It's
it.
exciting. Honestly, it is exciting. The whole shebang bang is pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
I only did it once. And was that for that
Only
one
did it
visual I
once.
did? I was like, I want to test it out, and it came out good. It came out cool, and I've been trying to get back into it, but
Yeah.
it is very time consuming.
Yeah, I can hook you up with some workflows and stuff. I'm
Nice.
like
Hey, there
me
you go.
and a lot of
There you
other
go.
friends online. We share literally everything
You
we make
have
with
to.
each
You
other.
have to have,
It's
like,
not
that
like
community.
Yeah,
it's a
very
really
open source.
interesting culture too, because like with AI, everything is like everyone expects everything to be open source. It's very different than like touch designer communities and stuff like that, where people have their like setup and they're like, this setup is like my work and I'm never going to share it with anyone.
Yeah,
And like with AI, it's like I've created this whole giant node graph and I will just release it and document everything. I'm like, here you go, guys, go play around with it. Like, go make
Yeah.
some cool shit. Like, I would love
I
to see what you
totally-
guys make with it, because it's
totally
totally
feel the same way.
open-ended and
Yeah,
awesome.
I've
And
always
so
been like open
yeah.
sourced
Same.
and like sharing
Totally.
files and stuff like that, showing my workflows and stuff. I'm very open, very collaborative.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that there's a lot more of an open community with this space. I feel like, because especially with like the established arts, there's a lot of closed offness.
yeah.
Right.
Totally.
There's a lot of that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to keep it open as well, especially the curious people that that come up to
Who have,
the
like,
station.
Yeah. Same.
When it's open, like usually it's like my video game station is open, but the people that are like, how are you mixing all
or
this
like
stuff?
what programs are
What
you
is this
using?
stuff?
I
I'm
love
like,
that question so
Hey,
much.
what programs are you
Hey,
using?
where's your laptop? I'm like, that's so crazy.
I
don't
don't use
have
a
a
laptop.
But like how much memory do you need to have on your computer to do this?
You're like,
I love
you're like,
it.
oh wow, thank you for asking. Get away from me.
No, yeah, I have to be super nice, and I have to remind myself that not everyone knows what's in front of them. So like the stupid question to me is like the funniest thing in my head, but I have to like, well, yeah, like this is this stuff. I'm not using all of that. I'm not
Have
using
you
a computer.
ever been annoyed though? Has anybody ever reached out to you?
There was this one time.
Okay, nobody hears.
No, by like no, it's just someone coming up to my
Name
station.
drop.
They were like just drunk,
Uh,
and I'm just like, yeah,
I don't like that
I don't
either.
like people coming up to my station really drunk, holding a drink. Like,
or yeah, holding a drink,
especially a
and then
drink.
That's so anxiety ridden.
you're like
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
them, like
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
find a place
You're
to
like,
put it on your table. You're like,
Yeah, do you think it's still working? If I, like,
say, do you mind if I?
Am
Like
no
just
longer.
poured it in and they just start doing
one
it.
for the homies.
Especially because this
Oh,
hardware,
God.
this hardware is rare. Like the thing is, like one of the things you don't think about is like
Yeah.
if someone breaks some of this old hardware,
Can't fix
you
it.
might not be able to find a replacement or fix it. Like
Never.
like your best
Yeah.
bet is probably going to someone to actually repair the board itself and replace each individual component.
Yeah.
Does
Because
not-
these
does that
things
not
are
give
like
you anxiety, though,
That
to even bring
does.
it out.
Yeah.
To
It
even
really
take
does,
it out?
but that anxiety is
remember
like.
that event at Power Source when it was like too crowded in
Oh,
our station. That
yes.
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So you weren't working there, and I remember I thought, wait, were you working that power source?
The one where we had the short throw projector.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah,
one? Yeah, we were
That
like
was-
super.
yeah.
Yes. We did that double show together, and very very close quarters, and like people just like their backs.
Because
to
we were
us
literally
and-
right next to the right speaker.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Ouch.
Right. speaker.
Wait, you're like up front then.
yeah, we were in the
Right
front.
up front.
Because
Oh,
Not
that's-
behind, in front.
That
I
doesn't
love
sound
that,
like a,
though.
like a
I
nice
because
place to be.
shout out to the homie Webs that does lighting.
Yeah,
you guys
Webs
know
is
Webs.
good.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
050
Elantra.
Yeah,
Launcher,
yeah,
yeah.
Launcher.
05.
He already he got there earlier and he had the setup. He had the setup in the back.
He was
And
already
there's
established.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's another like access point to power, and it was like right there by the speaker.
Ooh.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I really like that energy though, and I think
Yeah.
that
The
might
table
come from
shaking
like,
and everything.
yeah.
You were like, whoa.
That sounds
whoa.
scary. I don't know.
I've done some shows at like DBA and like also at like Alex's bar. I performed at Alex's bar with this awesome band called Prison Affair. They're an egg punk band from Barcelona.
Egg punk.
Shout out.
Eggplant.
Shout out them.
I love them so
Egg
much.
punk?
I like egg punk.
Yeah.
Do you know that
What's
egg
egg
punk?
What is that?
Egg punk is like, I it's gonna be a very terrible explanation.
I know.
but
It's
I think
hard
it's
to
like
explain it.
to me
There's
it's
like
like
scrambled egg punk.
it's like
there's
smart and
crazy
snappy.
egg
This is your brain on
punk.
egg punk.
Yeah, it's just like fried, like scrambled.
It's like
Um,
nerdy punk.
It's like nerdy punk, very
What's that
snappy and
mean?
smart, and like it's like it. I feel like Devo goes like
Ape
back to
shit.
school and like goes ape shit, like teenage angst.
That'd
Wow,
be
I
like
like
corner
that.
condition.
Yeah, kind of like corner condition.
Okay.
I feel like they're
that-
they're
Oh,
in
you know
that.
corner conditions?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Conditions are
They
cool.
they
They're
use
so
like
cool.
instruments that's like very in lieu with what I listen to. But anyway, Prison Affair was like way more close quarters, and like at Alex's bar, I was on the floor. So kind of the same vibe, just like
Yeah.
people like damn near like going on top of me, and like I have to like push people up front and just like also mix.
Hold my
That
shit.
setup was so bad. Like I had a very bad like output.
That sounds kind of fun. As
So
stressful
much
as
fun.
sounds like,
It is
though.
so
Experience points right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But
Nice
that,
brownie
that would
I hate
stress
when
me
the
hell
power
out.
goes out, like something. in
Oh,
your
yeah.
Yeah.
running around like
Multiple
what's
times.
going on.
You ever
Happens
consider
to you.
bringing like a backup little?
Yeah, UPS.
No.
That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
no?
Yeah,
Never.
one thing I like about the laser I have right now is that it has a battery in it because it's a
Nice.
laser
Awesome.
cube, just like a more consumer level kind of thing, but it's very powerful laser still. But the fact that it has a battery in it, it's like still going even if the power goes out.
How
Like,
many-
yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
wattage
and
is
I,
it?
and I
Laser.
hold the whole party
7.5.
together.
D-
Yeah.
Well, Spencer,
Sick.
do you ever get like at all stressed that you might blind somebody? Like if
No,
the
I-
laser
I-
trips over,
I make
the laser
sure
trips over
I
or
make sure
something?
it's good, and I'm always watching it. You know.
Well, I remember during the PS Studio show, this fool was fucking rolling a joint.
No, it wasn't him. It was someone else.
Someone was
They
rolling
they
a
were like
joint
they
in front of
decided to
me.
roll a joint like right in front of him. Like no, get the fuck away from that thing.
You're
Like,
gonna look up,
Yeah.
line yourself,
That
and
wasn't
blame
me, I
me.
don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
I'm
someone
not
was rolling a
responsible for your
joint.
tomfoolery.
yeah,
That's
this
funny.
this laser is like capable of like popping balloons from 50 feet away. Like
Damn.
you don't want to be
Oh.
like
Dude,
like shining
Dude,
it at people.
when we did the tunnel show, he was pointing at the ceiling,
Yeah.
and we could hear noise.
Yo,
from the
You
Yeah,
can
I
hear it
saw
hitting the
that.
ceiling. You can hear it.
Hear it
No
burning
way.
like the paint off.
It
the
does
ceiling.
a thing.
way.
Well,
No
even
way.
so, I looked
It's
it
a
up
slight
afterwards.
hazard,
yeah,
but-
I looked it up afterwards. Apparently, what can happen, I guess, is that in the laser light, there's like it's different from normal light in the way that there's tiny little points that have high intensity, and apparently, it can like vaporize the air at very small scales to create this staticky noise when it hits
I
a
don't
surface.
know.
That's
I
pretty
think
awesome.
Because you could hear, I'd never heard it before, and now after that show, like I heard it. I was like, that's not coming from the speakers. It's not coming from the laser, because like the laser's way over there. It's like coming right from where it's hitting. I'm like, what?
I saw
Like, yeah.
footage from that event, and you're like,
Yeah.
dude, the logos of the DJs with laser. That's
Yeah.
so sick.
So hard.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, he was dripping carcinogens down on us. the little logos.
Asbestos.
Asbestos for everybody,
Yeah.
you know.
Asbestos in the air.
What program do you use to run the laser?
Currently using Modulaser, which is really fun. It's like Resolume for lasers, basically, but
Sick.
also it has like all of these LFOs and stuff, and they all work at the
Nice.
frequency of the laser, so you're able to do some really cool stuff with that. And it does amazingly with tracing names. So I can take the name, write it out in Illustrator, and then export the vector and import the vector
Nice.
into it.
Awesome.
And then from there, it's able to trace them. I'm trying to move into just doing everything in Touch Designer, but I haven't really gotten it to trace the name quite as well as what I can do in Modulaser. So I'm still trying to kind of work that out because I really like bringing that into the show. Another problem with tracing the names, though, is that some people have really long names. And the
That
thing is, the
part.
lasers
That
have a
part.
certain point per like they can do a certain amount of dots per second, like they can hit a certain amount of points, and so it's like the resolution of the laser gets worse the more points it has to hit, and so like the longer the name, like the more like distorted it gets, and the less I can start to add more things to it.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
that
So
becomes
it's
like
really
really
the
Talk
name.
to
Interesting.
your artists. And
Yeah.
see what
You shorten
what
their
your,
name.
Yeah, what your
Can you shorten
DJ
your
name
name,
should
dude?
be. Like,
yeah. Well, I think
Like,
what I'm gonna
just your
do.
name, bro, just for me. Like,
I think
it just,
yeah.
it's
I think what I've kind of decided at this point, because I have a lower wattage laser that I got first from Amazon that was maybe like $300, but it's like a 1 watt laser, so it's not like too bad. But I think I'm gonna use that one for the names, and then the other one, and I'm just gonna overlay. I'm just gonna use two.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Nice.
Yeah,
Smart.
so I think that'll do it. But yeah, we'll see.
Lasers is awesome.
Yeah.
The only thing in that realm I know of is this device by Neon Captain, I think. I'm looking it up very quickly.
the only for lasers like look the pangolin.
Pangolin.
Yeah, pangolin.
Yeah. Pangolin is very big and unwieldy. There's a lot of things.
The
It's very
X laser.
professional,
Yeah.
but yeah, that I would rather have a more like fun control over it. If I was trying to be like professional, like a professional laser operator, I would learn Pangolin and use that. But like for me, I want to do it in Touch Designer pretty
Yeah,
much because I
performance
like to
thing.
build my own systems. I
yeah.
like to do my own stuff.
I would-
I want to
yeah.
plug into everything. You know,
This
like-
guy's more of a live
You have full
animation
control.
guy.
yeah, I want full
Check this
control.
out.
Like
Yeah.
that's where I get enjoyment from. I don't want to
I'm
use
gonna
like
hand you my
pre-built
phone real
thing,
quick.
so.
This is a device by Neon Captain. I think it's called Radiator, and there's another version called
Ooh.
X Laser.
What
It's
is
like
that?
laser synthesis. But
That's
there's
cool.
also video and HDMI output.
Nice. Yeah,
Like-
that's interesting.
Oh.
You can just plug straight into like I think that it outputs to your laser
Yeah.
cube thing.
Yeah, they already have a laser cube one. Yeah,
But
that's
it's like
sick.
it's like
That's
straight
very
up
similar to Modulaser, but I haven't heard it. It's called Neon Captain. Is that
Neon.
what it's called?
This is the account that runs it.
Okay.
I'm not
Dang,
sure. If
I
this
have to
is
look
his,
this up.
I'm pretty sure
What's
this
the
is his
wait? What's the
device.
actual product called? Oh, it's an actual physical device.
It's a physical device.
Oh
yeah.
wow!
It's like a
Jeez.
whole
Whoa.
unit. His name is
Wow.
Neon Captain.
That's rad.
A
Yeah,
lot of
the,
ads to drop.
That's
this
very
time.
cool.
Ads
Yeah,
to
the
drop?
the Modulaser software that I use is all constructed with oscillators. It's like
Oh,
all
cool,
the
yeah.
visuals are completely just oscillators,
Wow.
and you just mix them together, and you can, yeah, like you have one oscillator for X, one oscillator for Y, and then there's actually Z. So you can rotate things in the Z axis, so like it actually
Cool.
rotates the
Nice.
names like in 3D.
Put a sonidero logo
And
right there.
it all the like you can the LFO can go to like thousands of hertz, so you can get these crazy patterns with the lasers. It's tons of fun to play with, but honestly, it's not being developed anymore, and there's bugs with it. I'm having difficulty controlling it the way I want to. It's like
You're having
We'll
a
see.
show with pure lasers soon, no? At like Newton, I heard.
maybe. Yeah, I think on the first. I think June 1st we're doing one at PSS.
Just
Maybe.
Through the grapevine.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
funny.
see.
We're travels, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
In
guess
this
so.
little community.
We should
No,
do-
because I went to the
You
Newton.
know.
And I asked him like what gigs are happening. And he mentioned that the laser guy from Palacio Palace is gonna do some stuff here.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
that's
so that was a real.
Yeah.
laser.
I'm like, take some footy because I'm gonna be busy.
Man. We should have a super show. Everybody here.
That's what I was.
That's what I'm saying.
about.
Let's do a desert event.
That
That'd
was
be
a
sick.
I've
desert
been- I've been-
conversation,
you
yeah.
take us
How's
out
this
to
gonna
the
work in the
desert.
desert, though? I'm curious.
What?
We bring out
you
our.
saying do it in the desert?
Yeah, we'll do a
I-
Joshua tree, man.
You're gonna get
Yeah.
dust in your TV, dude.
There's a spot that,
already done it.
there's like a big ass rock, and then I've been wanting to like project onto it.
Nice.
I think
That
th-
part.
aren't there shows being held there sometimes?
Yeah.
It's like
Sometimes,
right
yeah.
on
Every
the
once in a
bottom.
while,
like
yeah.
It's
the
a-
people from Digital Debris or something. They do one
Ooh,
there.
yeah.
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 I saw some liquid lights there too.
There's this other
third-
spot, but it's like
third
you have to
circle
drive out more
something.
into it. It's like more. It's crazy to get to, but the spot that I'm talking about, like the big ass rock, it's easier for folks to.
Yeah, I think I
Just
think
pull
I know
up.
that place. Oh, that's the band that plays. I think I know what you're talking about.
I've been
Warm
I've been
Drag.
trying to set up like a big visual show, you know.
Video
Do
show.
it.
Yeah, that would be sick.
TVs, projections.
Yeah. Just all of us, Derek.
I need
like,
Derek.
more-
I need Matthew.
Yes.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
Tony. I need my friend Anthony.
We need all the
Maury
visual
Bedger.
guys.
Yeah.
all
yeah,
of us.
Anthony. I need
Dread
fucking.
Chrome.
Yeah, Matthew. I said all those fools. I need all of
Power
them.
outlets. A lot of power outlets.
I've been trying
all the
to.
power.
Yeah, exactly. that's what
Everyone
I'm
gets their own
thinking
generator.
about. yeah.
Yeah, I have my generator.
then
for,
one
for
super
this reason,
system.
I bought my generator.
Everyone like hooks up an output.
It's
to-
actually
to the
everyone's
next
like
person.
in one
Bring
big
your own
circle.
gas.
Oh my god.
The DJ's in the middle.
Your entry is a
Speakers around.
canister of gas.
Everybody's in a circle, and then Spencer shines a laser at your eyes.
Yeah.
You can't get in unless you bring a gallon or more.
create a fire hazard at the
No,
show.
seriously, with these prices now.
I have an
hell
idea.
That would be equivalent. You're right though. Yeah.
Hey Spencer, I have an idea. You get like those like solar eclipse glasses, then you shine the laser at people.
No.
Would that
That'd be
work?
kind of sick.
That will burn.
I'm not gonna try that.
Test it
Horrible.
out.
No, the
Horrible
thing
idea.
is,
Waiting
actually,
for the
that's
lawsuit.
the thing is with the lasers is
Yeah.
that a lot of these glasses that are laser safe and like light safe, they're meant for a very specific wavelength of light. And since the laser can do all the wavelengths because it's red, green, and blue, like you're not protected from anything.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, like you cannot protect from like white laser light. Like there's no way.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're protecting yourself from light.
Yeah, it's just all the light. You just have to block everything then. There's
you
like
might as
nothing
well
I can
just
get
black.
through. Yeah.
So you burn someone's skin then.
Yeah, it could burn someone's skin.
Yeah.
Give
Lasers
laser
are crazy.
tattoos. Whoa.
No, you can remove tattoos with it.
Oh, but whoa.
That's the tattoo laser
That's-
treatment
that makes
right
so much
there.
sense.
I don't think it would
now.
do very well. I think it would mostly just like fry up your arm, like not really do much better than that. But
Remove the skin, remove
because
the tattoo.
the ones that remove do
Solution.
tattoo removal are way stronger, even and very focused, and they're very specific wavelength, so that it mostly burns the tattoo and not your arm, I guess. But yeah.
Science.
We got
Talking
on a weird
about-
trajectory about lasers.
I love how we're on this tangent.
Yeah,
We're on
I know.
tattoos.
We're on this tattoo laser tangent.
Yeah.
I love lasers. Have you
I thought we were
seen
talking about
that you
videos.
can make CRTs into oscilloscopes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Like
You
a
hook up to it somehow.
vector. I think it's like a vector screen hack or something.
You have to you have to hack into
You
it.
have to open up the
Oh
thing.
man.
Someone's
Even-
doing a workshop in LA. I think
You're
they
lying.
they
Let's
host
go.
that. No, I don't know exactly when it is, but I've seen people some really smart person host a workshop with like you need a specific kind of like TV though.
It would be sick to add an oscilloscope to the setup though too.
Yeah,
like
I have
to film
one.
it. Oh, you
have
do.
two.
I've done projects with oscilloscopes and they work awesome. I've done a couple like live sessions. I need a laptop and I've had the thought of experimenting with my P10 sampler because it can sample audio too, just like MP4 files. I have a feeling that if I'm smart with it, I can like route the audio, the left and right audio to the oscilloscope to just like play just like sample something on the P10 and then have it be the video, but also play it on the oscilloscope and then capture that. But yeah, I would be sampling an oscilloscope video already, so it's kind of like hypocritical in a way. But I guess if I get like the audio, like custom audio, I could probably like do some cool oscilloscope, like live stuff. Live manipulation of the oscilloscope would be like the move though. And there's this program called Oscirender. I can't remember the guy's name though.
I
but
feel like you would have so much fun with Touch Designer.
Yeah, Touch is a great way to do that.
It's really just like getting a laptop in my
free.
analog system.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's pretty great. They allow you to do basically everything for free,
Just
up
the
to
resolution,
1280 by
yeah.
1280 resolution.
Oh, that's all I
That's
need.
what this is.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is fine.
I need like 640 by 480 or something
Exactly.
like that. So I'm fine.
The
It's pretty
programs
much-
that are
yeah,
not
it's pretty
free is
blank.
Resolume, but
awesome.
hack.
You can get it.
Get it with your school email on Black Friday. You get double the discount. That's what I
Yeah.
get.
1280 by 1280.
Yeah,
is
if you're
pretty good,
yeah
though.
Black Friday plus the
This-
education
yeah,
discount, it's like
yeah.
only an eighth or like a quarter of the price.
Wow.
Yeah, for the professional one. Yeah.
Also, I
pretty
like
cool.
Square,
1280 is
so
nothing.
Yeah,
man.
and also going back to the like oscilloscope thing,
Yeah.
one thing I've been playing around with recently that I thought was really cool is like in Touch Designer, when you're sending signals to the laser, it's like audio waveforms, and I can just take the X and Y waveforms and route them to an audio device,
Whoa.
so you can actually hear what the laser's doing.
like, you can hear
And
the
you can
drone.
hear it physically
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like when you're next to a
Yeah,
laser,
yeah.
you can hear it doing the same
Yeah,
sounds.
yeah.
No way.
So it would be kind of crazy to like create an audio set that was like purely created
Put
by
the mic
synthesized
next
with
to
the
the
laser. Like yeah, you either mic it or you just take the raw signal.
Laser
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That oscilloscope video thing that I was talking about is kind of what you're saying, where they're playing music, audio, but the audio is also visualizing, like it's the actual waveform
Yeah.
that you're seeing.
Yeah, and usually I've seen they have like cubes and all kinds of crazy transformations.
Yeah.
So it's like you're
How do you-
designing the way it looks in the oscilloscope first, and then the sound part comes second. And it's cool because
That's
you can
so
still
weird,
tweak
man.
like the sound a little bit without destroying the look of what you're getting in the oscilloscope in 3D. But yeah, like there's an album from I think it's Clark, who they and there's a few other albums that have done it too. But the entire thing is meant to be visualized on an oscilloscope.
Well, did you guys just see what Justice uploaded onto their Instagram? They literally did like oscilloscope visual for their new single with Tame Impala. I was like, no way! Like it's so cool.
They just dropped that.
It's just so cool, like seeing like this art form, like analog, coming back.
Yeah, I think with AI going the way it is as well, like I think analog stuff and more interactive, like visceral kind of mediums are going to be even more sought after, I would
I
say,
agree.
because like digital mediums are much easier to like automate and extend kind of with AI versus like these very like visceral experiences you get from like lasers and like
Yeah,
analog gear and stuff
100%.
like that is like I think that's going to be more and more sought after.
Is that our job, just to like remind people how cool like that old
Yeah,
I'll
shit
but also
say-
experiences in general, like having experiences is it seems to be the most valuable
Yeah.
thing that you can buy, and it's going to be continuing in that direction. I think.
Yeah.
You might be
So-
sitting on a gold mine.
100%.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like,
I hear
like-
physical is the
Like
new,
I like
is the new
seeing
deal.
my
Yeah.
visuals on CRT TVs. Like
A lot of
it
people
just
do
has
right
a
now.
different feel to it.
You know what? That's a good point though.
Makes
Like
you want to hug the TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that part.
It does.
Yeah.
And then
It's a warm
also
feeling.
LED panels too. Like
Yeah, they're just
projectors
so
are
expensive.
cool.
LED panels are dope.
They're just
Yeah,
expensive,
yeah,
but we
exactly.
we might be doing some shows in some LED stages.
Start hoarding
That'd
some
be
LED
awesome.
panels, you guys.
Yeah, we'll see.
Some communal.
I'll just buy like the one segment, like square.
Yeah.
And just power that.
I'll
and
buy
that'll be
one. You
it.
buy one.
It's
you
like
buy
Yeah.
one.
128, 128.
Eventually, we'll have it.
Before Trump was in office and the stuff from China got really expensive, I was like trying to spec out like the cheapest way to get like a 9 foot by 5 foot LED system.
Yeah.
And it came down to about $5,000. It was a pretty
Oh,
big
my
pitch.
There it is.
So like the distance between the LEDs was
off-putting,
like
guys.
not an inch, but like maybe half an inch or something. So like
Wow.
pretty big. But
Is that good?
it would have
That's
been cool.
bad, right?
No, it's pretty. I mean, if you're trying to do anything serious with it, it would be bad. But for
Yeah.
a show, it could be
It's
pretty
cool.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
get
like the
vibey.
breaked up segments would look
Yeah.
nice, and people
Yeah.
wouldn't really notice that much because they're so far away
Yeah.
from it anyway.
Yeah, and the brightness is cool too. I think that what I've kind of landed on now with the laser is I can just shine the laser at the wall, and I have this very, very bright display that is like it's bright enough to light the room just from shining it onto the wall.
Damn.
You know, so
Have you
it's
seen works where like it's like lasers and visuals, and then the lasers react to the visual. I don't know. It's like
Yes. Yeah,
that
tracing
looks
parts
so-
of the
I haven't
visuals
seen
with the
that.
laser.
And,
So
like,
that's what I'm
the
working on right now,
laser-
actually.
Like the
yeah.
laser shoots at the wall, and then the
It traces things in the
and
visuals.
then the visuals react to wherever the laser shoots at.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. That's
That's-
something that I would.
Yeah. That's what I'm essentially working
What does
on
that
right
look
now
like,
because
actually?
I want to work on
Yeah.
that too. Let's do it.
yeah. So I just got a projector about a new projector about a week ago.
What'd you get?
I got an Epson. It was like 530U, so it's like a 5200 lumen like long throw projector, like a
5,000
professional
lumens
one,
is a lot.
like with lens
We're
shift.
excited to use it.
Yeah, lens shift and like HD base T input, so I don't have to run HDMI. It can just be over a network,
Yeah,
which
that's
is really
awesome.
cool. And yeah, essentially what I have going is like a 3D real-time setup where I'm like VJing these AI generated clips in kind of 3D. Like they have depth to them because I calculated depth maps for them.
Oh, Byte.
Wow.
So they're in 3D, and then parts of them are being traced with the laser over the
Yeah, that's what you're
projector.
saying.
And I think like the
Cool.
interaction of the two is super cool. you
I
know?
haven't seen it live.
Yeah.
That sounds so awesome.
Yeah.
though. Oh
Sounds
my
like you're
God.
building a light weapon.
Yeah.
Like, all these like
Maybe.
really high intensity.
Yeah.
You should not be
Yeah.
allowed near nuclear materials. Any sort of weapon. Yeah.
Well, you know, at the Newton show, I was telling him that like it'd be so sick that whole outdoor space to have like every wall covered in something.
Oh yeah. That would be so
Totally.
sick.
Because
Full coverage.
that's the first time I've ever seen it that activated. I'm sure they've done it.
There's other organizers that have like done bigger production in the backspace.
Oh yeah.
But nothing like projections. Like I don't think they've ever done any projections in the backspace that I know of.
Yeah, I haven't
But-
seen much there.
The outer,
production-wise.
the backspace is probably the better place to put stuff on, especially because like there's an actual natural like breeze.
Didn't I see a show?
When I was
Yeah.
back there, it just felt like I was in a different. I felt like I wasn't even in LA when I was in the backspace for Newton.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, it feels
good.
It's like a urban I don't know. It
More
feels
like backyard. Vibes.
backyard, urban, and like there's like missing panels on the ceiling, and you're just like looking at the sky. And
It's more vibey than the
Yeah,
inside.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like you think of like a warehouse show, you think of like an indoor thing.
yeah.
Fucking,
And then the music that they were playing that night was like very earthy.
that's true.
I felt like I was just imagining myself like maybe there's a beach outside. Like imagine if this was like out there in Mexico and the beach is like
Yeah.
right outside of this, like it'd be so
That sounds
sick.
whimsical.
Yeah,
Sounds amazing.
yeah. I'm like, if I
Nice.
was on shrooms right now,
What was that
That's-
shrooms right
like
now?
I can totally envision it right now.
If Sublime with Rome
Yeah, but
was
that's the
playing
thing
right
of
now.
like the visuals and like how you
Yeah, that's crazy.
like set the tone of
that
your
whole
space.
show. That whole show made you feel that way.
Yes, exactly. We like that. Hopefully they do that annually. The Earth Day event, like it was really sick.
Well, next year's gonna be Tuesday, right?
Yeah, they're
So-
trying to do it every year. So by when it lands on a Friday, it'll be like a big party because it
It'll
lands on a
pop
Friday.
off.
Yes.
Ooh,
Pop off big time.
excited for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah, but the vibes out there are really nice.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
feel like I prefer that over.
Hopefully they
indoor
keep that
space.
venue. I've worked with people where like they have a good venue and then I guess the landlord just shuts it down. Like no more parties here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like every venue kind of has a shelf life in that way.
Yeah,
Because even
yeah.
like the airliner.
So that's
you know,
why you got to make the
Yeah.
most of the moment. Yeah.
I can't believe the airliner died. That was one of the ones.
I'm not
from,
familiar
like-
with that.
with Low End Theory
Just
used to
back
be
when
there
the
like every
and stuff.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like the neighbors and stuff complained, fire department complained, and eventually
Is
just
that why
got
it
closed.
died?
What?
Yeah.
Fire department.
It was. A
There's
mix
also
of
things going on with
everything,
Gas Lamp Killer at the time and stuff.
But also
like,
like
that,
it was a venue in itself outside of that though too. Though.
yeah, it was.
But
yeah.
that was I think probably the most poppin' night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
sure.
it was a mix of things. But yeah, it was. It was
Damn.
also the fact that.
I don't want to be that guy.
What time is it?
I hate being that
Gone
guy.
for like 2 hours now or some shit.
But I do have a gig tonight.
Shut it
You
Yeah.
down.
guys rode through.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Fuck this
Let's see
thing.
what time it is. Hold on. Oh yeah, 8:04.
Yeah, well, that was pretty good
Toxic
though.
Time
House
flies.
is,
Alright,
Toxic
you
House
guys-
is having an event tonight,
You guys
Oh,
officially overstayed your welcome.
and then also Laura Events is having an event tonight.
Yeah.
Laura X
Actually,
Gyration Station.
Tony, we didn't
Oh
get
yeah,
to.
Laura times Gyration Station.
You didn't get to reference what other crews you work with. Like, shoot
Oh.
as many as you can.
I
like,
work. Okay, so in order. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out People Mover. Shout out Detritus. Shout out Toxichaus.
Yeah.
Innerworld Productions. Toxichaus above all, obviously.
Double down.
We love you.
Who else? I feel like I'm missing people. Shout out my dad.
Shout out El Chavo.
El Chavo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, just, yeah. I those are the ones that Detritus. I think I just said that.
Double
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Double down.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's cool.
For
all
right
the
now.
all the cool LA crews.
Oh, PwrSource, obviously.
Power
PwrSource,
Source.
Yeah.
holding
Yeah.
it down. Yeah, those are the most recent.
Coaxial for our operator. Coaxial, he did like a
Coaxial's
really
lit.
cool.
Oh, yeah,
ass fucking
Coaxial,
event.
Coaxial's
Noise
lit.
music. Yeah.
Coaxial stuff.
Coaxial, Power Source. That's really just like all of the big names right now. People that are like consistently doing the right thing and like making a product out of like the night.
One notable that would be working with Kishcore. What was it called? Toxic something. What was that event?
Trauma Fest.
Trauma Fest.
Wait.
Trauma Fest. It was
Trauma
with a
Fest
bunch
was
of
a while
old
ago.
heads, and that was very notable because the fact that the extent that she went through to get all these DJs and artists in one place, and us to be a part of it for like a 2-day festival, like a little event, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, they left a really good impression on me, especially Alexia. She was super nice. Kitschcore is super cool. There's some other organizers like
I feel like there's a lot of independent people just like wanting to throw like a really good
Yeah.
party and just like
Just with their
seeing your
friends,
work and
right?
being like,
Yeah.
dude, just come through. Like, I fuck with you. I fuck with what you're doing. And it's just very community based.
Yeah, I've been wanting to throw something just like friends and just like a renegade, because I've been wanting to like just use like outdoor space,
Same.
because I'm a landscape architect at the end of the day, and I like activating spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So
The space
Incorporating
makes a lot of
nature
it.
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, for real. Yeah, those are pretty much the crews right now. Shout out all those video artists I talked about. Slim Reaper. All Hell Breaks Loops. Tyler, he's super awesome.
Oh, how do you know all hell breaks loose?
I won't say I know him, but I met him through doing Catch One Flamingo Fest. Flamingo
yeah.
Fest was super cool, and I met a lot of cool heads there. That's another. I mean, I can't even say like who organized that, but it was just a whole bunch of homies, and
That was a sick event.
I know Anthony like asked me to like get going on that, and like there's people that just wanted to see me there. But yeah, Tyler's super cool. All Hell Breaks Loops. He's like a super cool VJ. Slim Reaper Light Show, Moirbender, Glitchworks. Glitchworks does really cool glitched out circuit bent digital cameras, and they're all like live visuals that you can have in front of you. It's so awesome.
Pre-glitched out cameras.
Yeah, like glitched
The
out.
signal coming out of them is already glitched.
Yeah, like
it's
the
like pre-filters on
the
it.
Oh.
the sensor for like the eye is like circuit bent,
Oh
so
my gosh.
you can control it, capture it, and then the preview will be what you just captured. The preview isn't glitched out, which some people assume is like, oh, you're just glitching out the monitor out kind of thing, but you're capturing like actual like data bent like fragments. So
Wow.
awesome.
Very
Glitchworks
cool.
is super cool on Instagram.
Nice.
Who else?
Analog Mannequin,
Analog Mannequin.
homie.
Super awesome homie. From out of town. He comes every so often. Ibarra from what's her gallery? Son of a. Ibarra is super cool in LA. She's hosted us a couple times for doing like video art
Deoxys
ideas.
Ibarra is like her-
Deoxys Ibarra. She's an awesome
you just reminded me
An
about
organizer.
gallery spaces as well.
yeah, and like gallery space.
Gallery 9022. Oh, they host video and like art.
Yeah, rings a bell.
Human
Like,
resources.
very much so like
Oh, yeah, human
cross
resources.
content.
I did
mediums.
a gig with Human Resources under U Los Angeles. U Los Angeles is like a really sick party too as well.
Awesome.
Did I mention Laura tonight? I have a gig
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Tony and I will be going to like 2 separate gigs, which is like so funny and awesome that we can like share kind of like the same mutual connections, and
Yeah.
like we're not like stepping on each other's toes in a way.
You know, it's really
Um,
surprising though. You're going to Toxichaus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
going
going
to
to
Laura.
Laura,
You're
which is like the
swapping?
opposite of what I was
there's
thinking.
And that
there's
is,
a
like, the funniest
booking
thing.
conflict.
Just
And
some
fun,
like
yeah.
just
But-
like big toss up miscommunications sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's all
Timing.
good. It's all love. Love you, Blaze.
I don't know. In my mind, I feel like you're gonna dress up as him, and you're gonna dress up as him.
You honestly should put the banana.
Honestly,
put the banana
we're
on,
both
take the
tall
hat
and
off.
skinny. We can pull it off.
Yeah, similar
Yeah.
builds.
Just start saying each other's name instead.
He is
Byte.
I'm
You're
operator. He's Byte.
Yeah, just dye your hair blonde.
Put a wig on.
So you go,
Put
hey,
his-
hi, Gus. Oh, hi.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
Nah, I love Gus. He's the best.
Yeah, I love you, Tony. We're both headed to our respectful gigs. And
Yeah, we gotta start heading out to
All
LA.
right, get out of here.
Yeah.
You're not welcome here
Love you,
anymore.
Palacio Palace.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
gotta-
much.
so much
To be
coming through.
continued.
Love you guys.
Guys, grab another slice of pizza
Grab
before you
another
guys
slice of
leave. You
pizza.
know.
All love.
We do gotta do this again or just hang out.
I think we
talk
should have
more-
another episode.
Talk more wizard.
Yeah, most
wizardry.
definitely.
More like, yeah. I feel super comfortable like talking
These
like
have been
this.
so much fun.
This has been super awesome. I definitely want to do it again.
And I love hearing about your guys' world.
Yeah,
Honestly,
thank you
it's
for asking
awesome.
questions
Yeah.
that are like
Yeah.
relevant. I appreciate it.
I'm an outsider, so I just kind of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Super
having this safe space to talk about visuals. I don't think visuals have been given this type of platform
I
that
agree.
I know
Yeah,
of.
I agree.
So thank you for doing that.
We
Especially
absolutely
for
need another
us, first gen born Latinos.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm speaking for Spencer. Spencer, you never mentioned.
Spencer's
No,
honorary.
he's 100% Latino.
Yeah.
He's from
Spencer's
Oaxaca.
honorary.
Just kidding.
Spencer holds.
By association.
I don't want to speak for all of us. But
Spencer,
thanks for
Spencer holds his own with the spice, and he, and
Yeah,
he
spice.
can marry one of my cousins.
He,
He's honorary.
Crazy.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much again. I appreciate it.
yeah, thanks so much for coming through, guys. All right, this has been episode 3. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Hell yeah. Let's get it.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Palacio Pod. This episode will be hosted on the Breadcrumb Radio Show, but not on KLBPM because we cussed too much in the last episode. Oh, well. Definitely check out our Instagram and our website for upcoming events. And, of course, buy a shirt in order to support the show and the team. But thanks so much for tuning in. All right, I hope you have a great day.